we will begin with session 37. We find ourselves back in Cormyr's eastern marches on the edges of the vast swamp, with its haunting beauty and lurking perils. In the heart of the swamp, our heroes were able to conquer a growing blight and the coven of hags which created it. After, much obliged, found a moment of respite in a muddy and dank cave before preparing for the journey back out of the swamp. The black dragon Vorel, once an adversary, provided you with an escort of lizard folk to guide you on your way, though whether they were guardians or captors during the 5-day journey from the swamp was never quite clear. As dawn broke on that final day of your journey, Landeth Castle emerged on the horizon, a tall and stoic stone edifice at the edge of the swamp, standing as a beacon of civilization on the frontier of the wild. Within its ancient walls, Delryar's family welcomed you with open arms, celebrating your survival and offering the comforts of home. Whiskey flowed, and laughter echoed through the halls as you shared tales of your adventures. Fal and Kaelen, in a moment of mischief, snuck off into the night for horse racing and cow tipping, while Figwyn, ever the voice of reason, prevented a tipsy Veronica from joining their antics. In the light of day, Delryar and Veronica's ride through the countryside provided a moment of reflection and connection, discussing the weight of House Dracohorn's legacy and their shared path forward. With the acquisition of new horses and tack from Delryar's family, you equipped yourselves for the road, while Corthyndahast studied what magical resources House Tammarast could offer. Now, you find yourselves on the road to Falcon's Crest. The next chapter of your adventure is unfolding before you. The countryside stretches out in a patchwork of fields and forests, the early spring air crisp and invigorating. The steady rhythm of your journey fills the air as you make your way along the winding path. In the distance, the silhouette of Falcon's Crest rises in the horizon, its sturdy walls and fortified towers, a testament to its role as a bulwark on the frontier. As you travel, the events of the swamp linger in your thoughts, the trials you faced, the bonds you forged, and the secrets you uncovered. The weight of your victories and the scars of your battles serve as reminders of how far you've come, and how much further you have yet to go. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear. Together, Much Obliged is ready to face what lies in store. Welcome back to Cormyr in the Year of Purple Dragons.
Matthew, did you want to do something? I thought you mentioned something, wanting to do something.
No.
Before we... Oh.
No, but I believe Corthyndahast wanted to talk to someone during the trip.
Yes, Fal. And I probably should have prepared some idea of what I wanted to talk about. But during the trip, Corthyndahast would saddle his little skeleton horse up to Fal. Is Fal riding one of the? Do we have enough horses to ride?
He is riding Silver Mist.
Right. Yeah, that's the new one we got. He'll ride up next to you, and at a point where we're a little bit distant from everyone else, we can talk without being overheard. Maybe with the wheels of the wagon, providing cover. He'll come up and just so Delryar told me something interesting.
Oh. Yeah? Did he... what was it?
About that item of yours that he has.
Yeah? Did he say where it is?
No, but he did say what it was.
Hold on.
Oh. Okay. Is it a problem?
Is it a problem that you're using or selling a very highly illegal narcotic? Yes.
Well, doesn't being an adventurer give us any sort of leeway for having dangerous stuff on us?
Are you after what Del has for your own use or to distribute?
I need to get rid of it. Well, I need to distribute it. I owe some folks some money, as I mentioned, and so I dipped into my own stocks a little bit, and so I need that back to fill in a bit.
That is an awful lot to sell.
Oh. No. I can get that sold pretty easily.
I mean more in the matter of that is a lot for me to allow into Cormyr's citizenry.
Well, I'm not sure how much you know about how much of this is in rotation in Cormyr, but this is a very, very, very small drop.
Troubling, but contributing to it and knowing about it are two different things.
Okay, well, if you don't want to contribute, I can just take it back.
How familiar am I with Dream Mist, Mr. DM?
I mean, you know about it, like its existence. I doubt anyone has ever told you that there is a dream mist crisis in Cormyr. The amount of people which use it is definitely not on your radar.
I'm aware of how addictive it is?
Yeah.
Okay. You partake of it yourself, correct?
Yeah, on occasion.
Have you been feeling withdrawals?
Maybe.
We need you at your top shape for any trouble we may get into. Delryar has mentioned a willingness to dole out portions to you in order to help you fight this withdrawal. I'm not sure what he intends to do with the entirety of it. I'm not sure yet what I intend to do about it.
Wait, hold on. Did you give it to Del?
He had it, right? Like, I don't know. I have this. I have what you gave me.
You have the bulk.
Yeah. You have the amount.
I have
you
a single dose.
Yeah. All right. Del has the amount he had before. I still have what you gave me. But I'm worried about that amount. It is, as I said, illegal. Del suggested that we continue to give you it in order to keep you from suffering the worst feelings of the withdrawal. And I am inclined to agree with that. As for what to do with the rest of it, you did give it to me in confidence, but I am a war wizard, and that is highly illegal substances. Did you not see the problem with where you chose to hide that?
Well, I just figured no one would suspect you, and you'd be most capable of keeping it safe. So,
We are headed to House Hawklin. That is a stronghold of purple dragons. Lord Hawklin is a purple dragon knight. If they were to find this on us without some sort of explanation, well, admittedly, I would be able to just say it's a war wizard thing,
exactly.
and I would get away with that unless there's the unlikely case of Ganrahast showing up or vein rents, which that's incredibly unlikely and would never happen. But just the explanations of how I would have to go through with that.
Well, I mean, haven't we held on to this before for evidence? So,
Wasn't aware of that. Corthyndahast didn't know about the robbery of the
Yeah, Rob was sick
and then
that day.
selling it back to vein rents.
Oh.
Back to Vane.
Or
Yeah,
vein. Sorry. There's so many V names and C names, and it's all
And then there's Mavis and Maeve and
right. Yeah, you don't make it easy.
I know,
But at least
it's
you're
great.
not Tanis.
Mhm.
At least I can pronounce all of them. I just get them mixed
Yeah.
up which is which. Allow me to think on this matter more.
it's better than them finding it on me, I assumed. But I
You are
get
correct
what
in
you're
that,
saying.
yes.
I'm sorry for involving you without all the details.
Does this have to do with your previous employer?
Not so previous, but yeah.
Now, last time we talked, I think you said you were trying to get away from them, like you were trying to just pay off your debt and leave.
Said I'd like to.
Okay.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
If you are sincere about wanting to leave them, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to help with that. Ideally, in a way that doesn't distribute 9 pounds of dream mist throughout Cormyr.
It would probably only stay in whatever city or town that it.
That's
Ends
not
up in-
any better.
To be fair, it's 9 doses, not 9 pounds.
9 doses, 9 pounds. Okay.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. And, I
It's
know it was
9
like
pounds
roughly
now.
900 gold's worth, which I guess is not actually that many doses, but still.
9 pounds would be
Many more and more.
5 times more than 9 doses, 45 doses.
Well, we'll deal with it. And if you start to feel the worst effects of withdrawal, let us know and we'll get you a dose.
Thanks. The hangover's helping cover it up a little bit, I think.
Yes, I heard about that. Did you have fun on your wild ride?
Yeah, it was a good time. Shame Veronica couldn't make it, but some good bonding time for being sword guy.
He
Axe.
Doesn't have a sword.
Kaelen?
His name's
Axe.
Kaelen.
Axeman.
Why isn't it Kixt here for that?
Right? Oh yeah, not even a full pound. Okay, that's not too much.
Yeah.
No, it's more than a pound.
Oh well, it's
It's almost 2 pounds.
weighted on my sheet then. Huh? It's got a usage amount too. That's neat.
Mhm.
Maybe I could find a spell that uses that as a component.
By all means.
Man, what would that
See
do
what you come up
to
with.
like sleep? Hypnotic pattern.
Have some random goblins come back. Just put us back to sleep, man. Just please.
You know, Corthin, sometimes when I take this, it makes me, connect more with the stars and nature and stuff like that, and it helps me kind of get in tune with how I do my magic. It might have some benefits for yours, too.
Hmm.
You've spoken like a true dealer.
Hmm. I'll consider that as I look further into the effects of it. Man, can you imagine Corthin just like waking up from a trip and just Eldritch blasting everything while he's just in the daze?
I would prefer not to.
I love all of this.
Is anybody else doing anything while we're riding on our way to Falcon's Crest?
Listening to this whole conversation, a little bit confused and concerned, but too excited to say anything about it.
I thought we were trying to be a little...
Yeah, I was trying to like.
They put a little
I
bit
thought you were
between
just-
themselves and the party.
Okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
just talking. Okay,
No.
then she's just vibrating excitedly about knighthood.
Veronica or Del, do either of you want to do anything here on the trip?
No.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out if I'm riding or walking at the moment. Because we don't have enough.
Kaelen's driving
Horses
the cart. No, I think Kaelen's driving. Fig,
Is on Starmane.
yeah, Fig, Fowl, and Corthin are riding. I think you two are the only ones who are either in the carriage or walking. I'm sure Ronnie's in the
Okay.
carriage.
Yeah,
She walk. She'll walk.
Oh,
Then-
wow.
I'm in the carriage whittling.
Okay. Alrighty. The day continues, passes towards evening, and eventually to night. As the sun is just past setting, you find yourselves back at Falcon's Crest, only 2 weeks after your previous visit. The familiar path is now cast in the fading light of dusk, and the chill of late winter hangs in the air. You make your way down the road, passing bare trees that rustle in the breeze, their branches silhouetted against the darkening sky. Patches of snow linger along the path here and there, but mostly melting as the season is shifting. Each step brings you closer to the heart of the Hawklin estate. The stone keep looms ahead. Its towers rises to meet the gathering dusk. The weathered walls stand as a testament to the family's history of courage and duty. As you draw near, the usual bustle of the estate is notably absent, the lateness of the hour having lulled it into a peaceful slumber. Under the cloak of twilight, the estate seems to hold its breath, waiting for a new day to begin. As you approach the stables, a figure emerges from the shadows, holding a lantern aloft. A warm glow illuminates the youthful face of Martin, the stablemaster's son, his features etched with surprise at the sight of visitors at this hour. "Who goes there?" he calls, but as you draw closer, his expression softens with recognition. "Oh, Lady Figwyn, welcome back.
Thank you!
We
You
weren't
made
expecting
it.
anybody at this hour. Should I get my father to take your horses, my lady?"
Yes, I'm so sorry it's so late, but I think, yes, we
Of
will be
course, no.
staying at least tonight.
It's no problem, really. I'll just go wake him, and he heads into the stable. You hear there's a bit of a fuss, and then a few moments later, his father comes out, and Martin runs off ahead towards the house ahead of you guys.
Boy, his name being Martin is real weird for me.
Sorry. There are more than one person named Martin in the world.
I know, it
Incorrect.
feels like you're saying
Shouldn't
my
be.
name.
It's
Does
copyrighted.
not change the fact that it's not going to be that it's weird for her.
Yeah.
At least give him a hat.
Eventually, you guys, make your way up to the house, and inside there's a flurry of activity as the maids and servants are getting the house ready for visitors again. But you are greeted by Edric, Lord Hawklin, who greets you in the halls just as you enter. Welcome back. I trust your trip into the swamp was a success.
Yes, there was a coven of hags.
Interesting. Would you all care to join me for some brandy?
It kind of looks at her party that was out carousing drunkenly and takes a long sigh and goes, "We'd be delighted."
Wonderful.
Elle does not look around, but also has a similar reaction.
He guides you guys back through the halls to his office, which is certainly large enough for all of you. Arranges a couple of extra seats that aren't normally there, pulls them out of an adjacent room, and makes sure you've all got a comfortable place to sit, and then sits down behind his desk. Pulls out a bottle of brandy and pours a glass for each of you. So, tell me what happened.
Well, we went into the swamp following, apparently a lost maid on the other side of a sending stone that Delryar had.
Mm.
But as it turns out, she was less of a lost maid and more of a hag trying to manipulate her sisters into letting her back into her coven.
A full coven.
Yes.
And you dealt
And
with
they
them.
were, yes, they were causing the blight. Well,
Oh,
the one was causing the blight.
interesting. And dealing with these hags also saw the blight dealt with then?
I believe so. Obviously,
it
it'll
did.
take time for it to lift a little.
He looks up at you, Corthyndahast, as you interject.
We
Go on.
performed a ritual of purification.
Aha.
Or, should I say, Figwyn did.
Truly.
Yeah, I stood in the circle and spoke the words, and they all protected me while the hags tried to stop me, and we did it.
Wow.
Even the dragon seemed pleased with how we had done it.
Dragon.
I could have
Yes.
sworn we spoke of him. Vorel, he calls himself. A black dragon.
We did not speak of a dragon.
Henceforth known
Delryar.
as Vorel the One-Horned.
Yeah, Delryar burned his whole horn off.
Impressive. Vorel.
It's longer, but I don't remember the whole thing.
Don't think I know of Vorel.
It's in my notes. Vorel something rubba-dabba-doo. I do have it in here somewhere. You know what? Search function in Discord's easier.
What color was this dragon?
He's black. Delryar's family says he's the youngest of the black dragons in the swamp.
Ah. Well, they would know better than me. I don't tend to keep track of the swamps quite as much as House Tammarast does.
He did eat her horse, though. It was very rude of him.
They do that.
Whatever the actual full name is, Corthyndahast will say it.
Vorel Shakishing.
There you go.
Quite a mouthful.
I suspect it wasn't designed for mouths like ours.
That was a harrowing fight.
I look forward to when they hunt us out for the revenge. You know it will happen.
He's probably right.
Maybe this time when you cut his horn off, you won't disintegrate it. And that Corthynd could use it for something magical.
I make absolutely no promises.
Lady Dracohorn, you're being awfully quiet.
Oh, no. Just enjoying my brandy.
Well, what's next then, for much obliged?
Well, I thought I'd come and report back to you that my task is complete.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going somewhere to do something. Which
And
E.g.,
where is that
Fig is
somewhere?
so excited about this knighting thing, she has completely forgotten where they're going.
Arabelle, I thought it would be good to check up on the troubles there.
Interesting. Not a terrible plan. Read a few things about what's going on there. Are you going to head back through Thunderstone, or are you planning to just head south?
We hadn't really truly made up our minds on that. Thunderstone seems the faster route.
As long as you can find someone willing to ferry you downriver to the Wyvern Water, yes, it would be.
Found a boat pilot before.
That was a bit of a shorter journey, though.
All that tells me is this time it'll cost more money.
Well, for what it's worth, he reaches into his desk, and you hear the clinking of coins. And then he pulls out a bag and places it down, and then another and places it down, each one clinking heavily. He puts down 6 bags, one in front of each of you. This is a thanks and a reward for your services in the swamp. Cleansing the blight could not have been a small matter, and Hawklin is grateful.
It looks like she's trying to restrain the urge to refuse the money.
We certainly didn't do it for any reward, he says as he grabs the bag and puts it away in his cloak.
No, of course not. And yet, a reward is due. You'll find 200 gold in each of those.
Generous indeed.
Let it never be said that House Hawklin is anything but.
And now,
And I
now
thought-
Fig's all proud because House Hawklin's awesome.
And I thought becoming a war wizard would be the only thing I got out of this.
Ah, were you promoted then?
Yes, although I'm supposed to eventually report to Suzeo for the rest of the formalities.
That explains the lack of a cloak.
It's not like Vainrence would just pop into the swamp to hand me one.
No, indeed. Well, we'll see what can be done about that while you're here. Is there anything else you all have to report?
I have to report that I lack permission to update an actor I wasn't trying to update.
Yeah, that popped up a few times, weirdly.
That is weird.
Corthyn's just like,
Veronica.
oh, go ahead.
No, Veronica will mention something. I don't know if y'all remember or not, but one of the hags mentioned the Dark One,
Right.
and
That
and trying
ongoing
to
one.
gather energy or siphon energy for them.
Interesting. So
Seems
this
like
is
a
connected to
reoccurring.
the same plot as your brother was involved in.
Mhm.
Unfortunate.
This plot has wider roots than we had anticipated.
Indeed. Well,
Meanwhile, Corthyn's trying to, poker face when asked if there was anything else to report.
I'm sure your rooms have been made ready for you already by now. So, if you wish to go, you're welcome to. Otherwise, feel free to stay and enjoy the brandy.
I would like to make it known that it is obvious that Fig is hoping that he'll say that she gets to get knighted, but she doesn't want to push because that seems lacking decorum, so she's just kind of sitting there looking very pleased with herself and trying not to vibrate.
He's not saying a thing.
Yep. But she doesn't want to be rude, so she's just sitting there like,
And
did I do good?
I'll apologize if my mount disturbs your stable hands.
Your mount?
We had an unfortunate losses to the dragon. He seemed very fond of our horses. But I was able to salvage one of them and bring it back with me as a skeleton.
Oh.
Necromancy.
Well, who am I to question a war wizard?
He's been a very good skeleton horse.
I'm certain he is.
Very bony.
Do still need to find something to do with the other one.
I'm not asking. Does anybody else want to say anything else here?
Thank you for the brandy. See you guys in our rooms. And Val will take off towards our room.
He's like, bye!
As you
Not stay in the room with the cops.
as you guys are making your way out, he will lean a little aside and say, Figwyn,
Yes.
make sure you have something clean to wear tomorrow.
He just kind of presses her lips together so she doesn't squeal and goes, I will, thank you.
And maintain your
Corthyndahast
armor.
Waves his hand and prestidigitates a little shine on the breastplate of Figwyn's armor.
Also, Fig, now genuinely a little insulted. I always maintain my armor.
Better than usual. Trust.
Okay.
Good night,
Maybe
cousin.
2 prestidigitations. Good night, cousin. Although one assumes prestidigitation just cleans it.
Yeah, but it doesn't polish it.
Well, okay. So
Still
she'll spend some time
scratches,
tonight,
you know.
very, very diligently. Polishing.
Well, I mean, I also got mending.
So you guys are all shown back to your various rooms. Veronica, of course, you get a room to yourself here because Figwyn has her own room.
Did we finish the bottle of brandy?
I don't think he
He
gave
gave us a
He
glass
does
of
yeah.
use the
brandy.
bottle.
He's not gonna
He would have
give us a
refilled
thumbs
your
up.
cup if you asked for more, but
Oh, dang it. Veronica would have definitely asked for that.
yeah, he'd fill your cup as long as you wanted to stay with him.
Oh, okay, all right.
And he'll keep up with you in the drinking, too.
Fair enough.
Veronica straight up pouting because she was left out of last round.
Yeah, Veronica would definitely eye wherever the bottle was placed, and if it was in a natural place to just kind of pick up on the way out, she would definitely try to pick it up.
I mean, it was on the desk, but if you reach for it, he would have reached for it at the same time and said, I can fill your cup for you again if you'd like.
All right, fair enough. I was thinking more of as we walk out. But that's
Just take it
Deal
with
for
That's
you.
his
my
favorite bottle of
family.
brandy. He's not interested in having it out of his sight because that's his favorite bottle of brandy.
fair enough.
Is anybody
Then we
doing
wanna
I know
anything?
you're mad at Fig, but
this evening?
Polishing my
Thanks.
armor, which sounds like a euphemism, but I mean it literally.
Veronica will try to pull Corthyndahast aside, and if possible, just between the two of them.
That's doable.
I noticed that you have the ring on. Is he speaking to you?
I don't believe he's in it any longer.
What does that mean?
That means that either your family has falsified his death obituary. I don't know why I was going to say death certificate, but then I changed it to obituary halfway through. Either your family falsified the obituary for obvious reasons, and his soul has returned to him, or it is passed on to whatever final reward awaited him.
Is there a way to confirm that?
I could attempt to send a magical message to him. It would only, of course, matter if he responded to me, and I don't know that he would do so.
He wouldn't do that. To confirm, he would not do that.
Otherwise,
So there's no...
contacting your family and finding out for sure, if they would tell you.
Okay.
There are some magics, but I don't know any at my level currently that would be able to fully get an answer to that. But I'll think on it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure if we pass through Thunderstone, maybe I can find a connection.
I wish augury wasn't just like binary. I mean, it's not binary, but
You want to be
I
able
wish
to
it was
ask more
commune.
questions than that, yeah. I wish augury was commune. I wish the second level spell was actually a third level spell.
I mean, I often wish that for many reasons. I could continually cast Animal Messenger and just send mice after rodent after like sparrow.
Anything else?
See if they could get there.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Oh, good. What'd you say, Laura?
I said I don't have anything else. Figs just cleaning. Making sure her hair is good.
I actually am going to cast, using a spell slot, Animal Messenger, to send a sparrow after Vane.
Can you link the spell for me?
Sure. I mean, I don't have any second... Oh, right, because I don't have any second level spell slots. So that gives an extra 48 hours.
A location and a recipient. What's the location?
Oh, you need both. Frick.
The ring?
No.
We know that he's not. Well,
no, I don't know. So, yeah, never mind.
That's a good try.
Okay.
Actually, Niv, can Veronica see if she can flag down a servant to get like 2 bottles of wine?
Sure. Hold on, let me remind myself who's up at this hour. One moment.
We're gonna have an alcoholic on our hands here.
It's a little bit of
Falcon's Crest, not
defiance.
Landeth Castle.
We've got a smoker, an alcoholic, and a druggie.
Yeah, you get you poke your nose out and look around, and you see Grace. She's 13-year-old girl who's serving in the household, and she's got the most defiant-looking look on her face as you call to her. What? Sorry, my lady.
What's your name?
Grace Holloway, my lady?
How's your night going?
Her expression goes through like a roller coaster of emotions as she tries to decide how to answer that question. If I'm honest, my lady, it's been a bit busy.
What would make it better?
Getting to go back to sleep?
Like right now? Are you working?
I am currently working, yes.
What are you doing? Like, what's the current, job that you're doing right now?
Finishing cleaning the linens that were taken off of the beds that were just recently stripped and replaced.
King's gonna come out of nowhere and be like, "Stop
You're on a
bothering
different.
the
You're in a
staff."
totally different wing of the house, though.
I know. She's gonna get like a sense.
No.
Sense misused nobility.
So I'll make your night better. You can forget the linens for right now and just go get 2 bottles of wine, and your day will be immediately better. And you can use me as an excuse. You can say, "Hey, Lady Dracohorn asked me to go get something for her, and you didn't have time for the linens. No worries."
He closes her eyes, and you can see there's some combination of frustration and wheel turning going on as she tries to decide how to respond to that.
And just for being
Would my
very
lady
helpful,
prefer a bottle of Hawklin Harvest or Reserva?
how about both?
One of each. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Will there be anything else, my lady?
Do you have any cheese?
I'm sure I can find some cheese for you.
Awesome. Where are these linens at?
My lady should not worry about such things.
I like that at least she's not gonna drink on an empty stomach.
If there's
All
nothing
right,
else,
fine.
I'll go fetch your wine and your cheese.
I appreciate it.
And she curtsies and scampers off down the hall. About 5 minutes later, she comes back with a tray that has 4 different varieties of cheeses and 2 bottles of wine.
And Veronica will give her 2 gold.
Oh, thank you, my lady.
Yeah, I appreciate it. For being snappy.
If there's nothing else...
I think this will be nice for now. Thank you.
She curtsies
Veronica will.
again and rushes off down the hall, quick to get away from you.
Awesome. That's all.
The Hawklin Harvest is a bit of a dry drinking wine, whereas the Reserva is more like a fortified cooking wine.
Oh, Veronica's gonna save them and just eat the cheese.
Okay. The cheeses are all delicious.
Corthynd
That's
will
awesome.
spend the evening mending and prestidigitating his clothes and armor.
Okay.
Because he can take a hint.
Yep. Anybody else? Okay. Eventually, you all head to sleep. Enjoy your evenings. Sleep well in these very nice beds. As the morning light filters through the windows of the Hawklin estate, casting a soft glow across your rooms, A knock sounds at each of your door. A servant quietly summoning you to the grand dining hall. The scent of polished wood and the faint aroma of burning candles greet you as you enter the hall. To your surprise, the usual massive table has been removed to make way for a ceremonial setup. 10 members of the Purple Dragons stand at attention, forming an honor guard along the edges of the room, their uniforms spotless and expressions solemn. The only sound is the soft shuffling of feet and the occasional clink of armor. To one side of the hall, a small dais has been erected. Lord Hawklin stands beside it, his presence commanding and dignified. He's clad in his full armor, a suit of inscribed plate mail that gleams in the morning light, a rich purple and white tabard bearing the emblem of the Purple Dragon, and the rank badge of an oversword adorns his chest. Taylor and Eleonora are already in the center of the room, their anticipation visible in their tense stances and eager expressions. And as you join them, Taylor steps up and immediately wraps his arms around Figwyn. He doesn't say anything. He just smiles. As you take your place, there is a mix of nerves and pride knowing that this moment holds great significance. Soon the hall quiets, the atmosphere charged, as Lord Hawklin clears his throat. Today, we gather to honor a tradition of valor and to welcome a new guardian into our ranks. His gaze settles on you, Figwyn, and he gestures for you to step forward.
She does. She has worked very hard to make her armor as pristine as it can be.
Knighthood
She was just stand before him.
Knighthood in Cormyr is not merely a title, but a covenant of valor, strength, stewardship, nobility, and loyalty. As he speaks, his eyes sweep over the room with a sure, confident cadence. These are not merely virtues to aspire to. They are the very essence that a knight of the realm must embody. While every noble of Cormyr is knighted at birth, true knighthood, the chivalric order of the Purple Dragon, calls only to those with the courage and resolve to act on behalf of the crown and its people. It is a path of rigorous demand, marked not by privilege, but by duty. Fig, he steps closer to you, and his eyes meet yours, intense and probing. For a moment he seems to be searching your very soul, as if looking for something important. After a moment he continues, Lady Figwyn Hawklin, daughter of Apoloh, are you certain of your path? To walk as a knight of Cormyr means to bear burdens others cannot, to face challenges others will not. It is a solemn commitment not to be undertaken lightly. Are you prepared to embrace the responsibilities of knighthood and to dedicate yourself to the service of the crown and its people?
I am.
He nods, then continues, A knighting of this nature, bound by the ancient laws and customs of Cormyr, can only be performed by a member of House Obarskir, or one duly appointed by them, and in the company of honored witnesses such as we have here today. As he speaks, the heavy doors to the dining hall are pushed open, and a hushed silence falls over the room. Framed by the doorway, a golden-haired woman enters in golden-trimmed armor, her brow adorned with a golden diadem bearing 3 purple gems. Flanking her is a tall man of indiscernible age with a strong jaw and fiery red hair streaked white. Immediately, Eleonora and Taylor sink to one knee, their heads bowed in reverence, and they motion for all of you to do the same, indicating the proper protocol in the presence of your monarch. Around the room, the Purple Dragons stand at rigid attention, their posture tightening even further as Queen Raedra enters the room. What do the rest of you do?
I would do either stand at attention or kneel, whichever one is expected of me.
You definitely would be expected to kneel.
She's kneeling.
I'm going to kneel, but somehow Looney Tunes style, pulled up a sign saying, "This is the one you want to arrest," that points at Val.
Val.
Wow.
Wait, so we're all standing or like
You're
in
all
a big hall,
standing in
maybe?
a hall that is normally a dining
Like a wedding.
hall. Yeah, it's like a wedding hall, basically. And the doors just opened, and your queen just entered, and you definitely recognize her. Oh, and also the royal mage is beside her. You know that it would never happen. Ganrahast would never be here. That's Ganrahast that's beside her.
This feels wrong, though. Like, is this normal? Like, would I expect?
You would not expect her to be so far from Suzail.
Suzanne.
Yeah. Is there like a insight or something? Like, because I don't.
You wouldn't expect it, but also, like, it's highly unlikely that this is made up either. So it's unexpected, but it's also not like I mean, if you want to roll insight, you're welcome to, but also you're positive that's her.
For
Okay.
instance, Fig looks shocked, but not like suspicious.
I guess it's not suspicious because, like, I don't think Veronica would be like up to be suspicious, but like she would be looking for what is the like? Is there something else going on? I guess.
So I will say, Lord Hawklin did just mention a member of the royal family has to conduct a knighting.
Sure, but not the queen herself. I'm sure she's got other things to do.
Unless she doesn't have any family.
Right. So, anyways, so Del is kneeling, Fig is kneeling, Corthynd?
Of course.
Kneeling.
Nod to Ganrahast and the kneeling.
Uh-huh. Val?
Yeah, Fel will probably look confused a little longer than the rest and follow suit. Awkwardly.
Ronnie, are you also going to kneel?
I will kneel, but I am going to be watching. I'm not bowing my head.
Oh, those traitorous Dracohorns.
As you all kneel,
Fishy.
the queen proceeds towards the dais and sweeps her gaze over the gathering with a dignified grace. Lord Hawklin, recognizing the shift in authority, steps back and bows deeply, yielding the floor to his sovereign. Queen Raedra, with a gracious nod, acknowledges the assembly. Rise! Her voice echoes with authority and warmth, and as everyone stands, she continues. It is a privilege to witness the elevation of a true hero of Cormyr. Lady Figwyn Hawklin, step forward.
Fig steps forward.
Ganrahast takes his place a step behind the queen, his eyes scanning the room, ever vigilant, as the ceremony continues under the auspices of the monarch herself. The queen's voice fills the room as she continues. Knighthood is more than a title. It is a sacred trust. A Knight of Cormyr is a beacon of courage, honor, and loyalty. They are the shield that guards the realm, the sword that defends the innocent, and the embodiment of the virtues we must hold dear. Her gaze settles on you, Figwyn, and you see in her eyes a mixture of solemnity and pride. Lady Figwyn, you have proven yourself worthy of this trust. Your actions have shown the courage, compassion, and dedication that we seek in our knights. By accepting this honor, you pledge yourself to a life of service, to uphold the laws and ideals of Cormyr, and to protect her people with your every breath. She pauses a moment, and then, with a subtle nod, she turns to Ganrahast. The royal mage steps forward and moves his hands in a subtle pattern, and as he does, a soft glow begins to emanate from the space between his palms, growing in intensity until it rivals the light of the full moon. As the glow reaches its peak, Ganrahast's hands part, revealing a magnificent war sword hanging in the air, its broad blade and heavy haft adorned with an elaborate dragon's head pommel, making it a sight to behold. Stylized runes are engraved upon the blade, their intricate patterns catching and reflecting the ethereal light. Raedra reaches out to grasp the hilt, and the glow casts her features in a soft, otherworldly light. She turns back to you, Figwyn, holding the blade before her. This is Saime Lazar, the font of honor. It is a symbol of the authority and responsibility bestowed upon our knights. For generations, the most solemn oaths of fealty and service have been sworn upon this blade, a tradition that binds our knights to the crown and to the people of Cormyr. She extends the sword, holding it horizontally before you. Kneel, Lady Figwyn, and place your hand upon the blade, and swear now your oath of knighthood, and pledge yourself to the service of Cormyr, her people, and her crown.
So Figwyn murmurs, "Yes, my liege," and kneels and puts her hand on it, takes a deep breath. A knight is sworn to mercy. Her heart sows seeds of hope. Her heart knows only the love and laughter of a bountiful harvest, standing strong against the storms of despair. Her blade is a scythe, felling weeds and blight, safeguarding the gun of light against the darkness that seeks to choke it. Her glory blossoms like a steadfast oak, nurturing her inner strength so she may nurture the strength in others. Her words bring the rain of kindness, the sun of laughter, and the soil of joy, the most powerful tools to till against despair and loss. Her duty is to the people and to the crown that serves them. For Cormyr, for my ancestors, and for the Queen, I, Figwyn Hawklin, daughter of Apoloh, swear to uphold these tenets in humble service. Should I stray, let my honor be reaped.
The Queen listens as you recite your oath, her expression one of approval and pride. As the final words of your oath echo through the hall, Rhaedra's eyes meet yours, and she smiles, conveying a deep respect for the commitment you have voiced. Well sworn, Lady Figwyn, and now, with the power vested in me by the throne of Cormyr, I hereby recognize your vows. She then lifts Similazar with both hands and gently touches the flat of the blade to your right shoulder, then to your left, and finally, with a soft tap, to the crown of your head. Arise, Dame Figwyn, as a true knight of the Order of the Purple Dragon. May your courage never falter, your honor never wane, and your loyalty forever shine as an example to all. With a final tap of the blade, the room remains suspended in a reverent silence. But then Taylor, unable to contain his enthusiasm any longer, breaks the solemnity with a jubilant cheer. Ooh, cuz! Queen Rhaedra, holding Similazar aloft, can't help but smile, and most of the room erupts with laughter and cheering.
I want to prestidigitate some little fireworks over Fig's head.
Oh my god, you're the best war wizard ever.
Eventually,
Fig is a spaniel who has been told she's a good girl. She's just very, very happy.
as the applause subsides, Queen Rhaedra returns Similazar to Ganrahast, and with a discreet gesture, the royal mage magically secures the legendary blade to wherever it came from. Rhaedra's expression, warm moments ago during the celebration, suddenly shifts to one of seriousness as she surveys the room. She raises a hand, and the lively chatter gradually fades to attentive silence. Thank you all. Today we celebrate a momentous occasion. However, as we revel in this joy, we must also acknowledge the pressing matters that concern our realm. Her gaze settles on you, Figwyn, and then expands towards all of you. Your bravery and wisdom have served Cormyr well, and now your kingdom needs you once again. The challenges before us demand immediate attention, and I believe your insights and efforts will be crucial in navigating these trying times. Dame Figwyn, might I have a word with you and your companions in private? There is much to discuss, and I would value your thoughts on how best to serve Cormyr and her people.
Certainly, my liege.
And she will gather all of you together and take you off to just the side of the room. She doesn't need to take you far. Ganrahast quickly utters a spell, and you guys feel a soft pop in your ears, as if like the change of an altitude pressure. He gives a nod to Rhaedra.
Secret dome thing.
Mm-hmm. He gives a nod to Rhaedra, and then she turns to all of you. I understand you're planning to head to Arabelle?
Yes, I heard that's Oh, Fig just kind of
No, it's your
gestures at
moment. You
Corthynd.
go ahead, obviously.
She's like, yes, I think that was where we thought we might be of most use.
This plan is very valuable to me, actually. I don't know whether all of you have kept up with what's going on in the realm, but there is much at stake. My cousin, Erzred, has forsworn his interest in the crown, and yet he presents his son Kelthric to the court. There are people calling for me to name Kelthric as my heir, and I am disinterested in having an heir at this time. But there are troubles to the north, west, and south, as well as in Suzail, and my war wizards are stretched thin. I've already asked another group to head west to deal with the Tunlands, and if you are heading to Arabelle, it seems appropriate to ask you if you're willing to head north afterwards into the Stonelands to continue investigations along the troubles that are happening there.
The mysterious death of Oversword Shadowhawk.
Among other things, yes.
And the shadows in the Tilverton Scar.
Yes. Of course, if you're not
Corthynd will
interested
look around to the
in
group.
heading north, you could look into the matters to the south. We've heard much less there, but I still am concerned.
Well, the north is at least the direction we were going already.
I have no sense that things are more urgent in the south. We may as well go north.
What say you? Much obliged? Look around to my fellow adventurers.
Who was this other group that you sent west?
Gary Oakenfield.
A companion of your war wizards, as I understand, Garrison Oakfeld and his band.
Yes, Garrison. Of course.
Corthynd, is that the same Garrison? But
That is the muffin
Yes,
thief.
My esteemed fellow apprentice. Yes.
Muffin thief?
Oh, I'm sorry, my liege. He tried to steal muffins. I did not allow it.
She just kind of holds up a hand and, smiles a little. It sounds like there's some jubilant disagreements between your groups, which I'll not interfere with. Regardless, he has proven loyal, and so I've asked him to go west.
That is a wise decision. I'm sure he'll do a delightful job in the Tunlands.
It just kind of gives Corthynd a look like she's sympathetic because she's sure that physically pained him.
Take 1d4 psychic damage.
sounds like north it is.
If you're willing.
Del has been rather quiet, just kind of watching the exchange, and finally speaks up. My liege, with everything going on in Suzail, why are you here?
A fair question. Not many know this, but House Hawklin has a teleportation circle.
Did I know that?
You did not.
That explains it.
It's merely a matter of stepping through to get here, and then through again to go home. A few hours to honor a night, she looks to Figwyn, is really not any trouble, and it allows me to task you with investigating the north without too many ears hearing it. It will take some time for rumor of my visit here to reach back all the way to Suzail, and thus that is time that I don't have to answer to anyone as to what you are doing.
Surely you wouldn't have to answer to anyone anyways.
You haven't been to court.
Politics, Dame Figwyn, demand that I answer to many. I am the queen, but I am also in service to the people, and that includes your noble cousins and others.
Jade kind of nods, like she kind of gets it when it's put that way, but also she's very grateful she's a field agent.
I admit I was very curious what's going on in the Scar anyways.
So are you willing, then? Can I trust you to deal with the Stonelands?
Veronica will look over at Val and whisper, "Are you okay with this?"
Sure. Always wondered what a shadow shredder looked like.
I hope you won't have to deal with that entirely, but still it would be worth knowing what's going on.
Do you have any other information you can provide to us?
Not at this time, but I'm certain Ganrahast will be in touch as best he can to share what he can.
As best he can.
Then I believe, unless there are any other objections on our side, that we would be delighted to go into the Stonelands, Your Majesty.
It would be our honor.
Glance over at Veronica.
Lady Veronica, you look hesitant.
No.
Please
I'm just,
speak your mind. None can hear but us.
She's worried about her brother.
I think I can speak for myself. Thank you, Corthyndahast. It's going to take us a while to get there, and it's going to cost money to get there. Is there a stipend?
Both valid questions. And she turns towards Ganrahast and holds out a hand. And he opens up his cloak and pulls out a small box, which he hands to Raedra, and she in turn offers to you, Veronica. Inside, you will find 6 pair of horseshoes of overland speed. They will allow your mounts to travel twice as far in a day.
That sounds wonderful. Do they come with horses?
I wasn't aware you lacked horses, but I'm certain we can arrange for some to be given to you, if you are in need.
Do we need a farrier to apply them?
I am assured that the farrier here is fully capable.
Who all is in this bubble?
Literally, it is the 6 of you, the Queen, and Ganrahast. That's it.
So us and the 2 most powerful people in Cormyr.
Yeah,
Correct.
we're talking to the president and the vice president right now, like, or one of the joint chiefs or something.
Okay. I appreciate it, and this will definitely help us.
As for
Thank you.
money, I admit I didn't bring coin with me because I didn't anticipate the question, but any expenses which are... You have a Knight of the Crown and a War Wizard among your numbers. You can requisition what you need. Within reason, of course.
I am nothing if not reasonable.
Sounds fair.
And Lord Delryar, you also look like you have some concerns.
There is simply much unknown, and I am happy to take on this quest. We cannot make any guarantees.
Nor do I expect any, other than your willingness to investigate and report. I would ask that you be on the lookout for agents of Erzered and for enemies of Cormyr. Report back anything you find which you think may be of value to me or to Ganrahast.
We
What
shall
you
be
do-
reporting back through Ganrahast, my liege.
Yes. Corthyndahast should have a means of doing so.
Is this connected to the Dark One? Do you have suspicions?
I don't know, and I dare not voice suspicions yet. Suffice to say that we are looking into that, and into other matters which may or may not be related. But we are still recovering from the war. There are not many I trust, and not many with the power to actually use that trust.
Do you want us to head to Stonelands directly, or...?
No, your visit through Arabelle is fine. I ask that you not dawdle, but if there are related issues along the way, of course, use your judgment. I would not be empowering you with this if I did not trust your judgment in the first place. So whatever you believe that you think will help Cormyr, do it.
Val will put a hand on Corthin's shoulder and then say, well, you can trust us. Bow's head. Then just motion to point at his ears to Ganderhast and kind of step back.
If there are no other questions, I really should be back to Sazale soon. And I need to speak with my oversword first, so...
Of course, Manish.
Thank you for your trust.
Thank you for your service. And she steps out, and your ears pop again as the bubble collapses.
As she steps out. Because now she's a knight, now she has to salute.
She makes her way off to talk with Lord Hawklin. Ganderhast steps in and murmurs into your ear, Corthyn, you and I need to have a word.
Of course, Master.
And he just kind of looks at all of you for a moment and then just walks through a door leading Corthyn off.
Does he open it first?
You know, that's debatable. Meanwhile, though, Fig, your cousin Taylor rushes over.
Yeah, she is beelining
immediately
to him.
Grabs you for a giant hug, and then he steps back from the hug and says, "I got you something."
You got me something. You didn't have to get me anything. I just got knighted.
Dude, of course I had to get you something. And he hands you a cloak. It is purple. Rich dyed purple with subtle embroidery in silver. I'm just going to drag it onto your sheet. Yeah, I say he hands it to you, but actually he literally just drapes it around your shoulders. And then he whispers a command word, and the cloak starts to billow entirely on its own. Like you're in a wind.
Oh my gosh. She is completely enchanted.
So check out your Cloak of Heroic Entry.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
It does require attunement, but...
Oh, it has non-aesthetic things it does, too.
Yes, it does.
What do you need more than billowing? Like, that's the best ever.
That's what I thought it was all it did.
It is a Cloak of Billowing Plus.
Oh, wow.
So,
does she just, understand what it does, or does she have to ask Corthin?
He'll tell you what it does.
Okay.
The door that Ganderhast may or may not have walked through, does it open inward away from us or inward into the hall?
It opens out of the hall.
Excellent. I will cast Vanrahast's minor illusion to make a copy of the door where it is, and then pretend to walk through it while opening it outwards
Roll a sleight of hand.
and closing it behind me.
Roll sleight of hand.
Oh. I love how even your serious characters have really goofy ass moments.
So
sometimes.
also, Corthynd appears to walk through it unless your passive perception is higher than a 10, in which case you do see him fiddling with the door. It still looks like he walks straight through it, but he at least seems to be fiddling with the handle.
For all you know, he has to touch the handle to go through it.
Does anybody else want to say or do anything in the hall here before we follow Corthynd out?
I mean, I think it goes without saying that she's going to talk to her family, and
Of course.
other than her cousin who's talking to the queen.
And they're all very, very cheerful and excited for you.
Because she got a
Bill-
good family.
Wants a word with Val.
Go for it.
This is the worst place to do that.
Sorry, Veronica.
Oh,
Go for it.
Val. I was for some reason thinking VAL instead of Veronica.
Okay. Are we trying to make this a private conversation, or are we just chatting?
Just going to try and get you off to the side of the room, type of a thing. And
Sure.
oh yeah. Do we have
Go
like
follow you.
pictures of the queen and all these
I can give you
people's?
the queen. I
I
don't know
just
that I have one of
Googled her.
Ganrahast. But here's
If Google's any
Rhaegra.
indication, he looks like Stephen Strange.
Why? Hold on. Go ahead and talk while I get you guys these pictures. I'll pop them up.
What do you need, Del?
you seemed a little on edge with the queen. I'm just following up.
You were kind of quiet too.
I was observing. Is there
I'm
something
worried.
we need to...
I'm worried that there's a portal to Suzail somewhere.
Portals are
Or
generally multi-directional.
yeah. It's not a big deal. I just felt weird having the queen here and finding out that it's just a quick pop over to Suzail from here. And but I'm sure it's fine.
It wasn't a problem with the queen herself, or...
My father's a part of her court. That's right, Niv, right? I'm not wrong on that.
Yes, but so are 600 other nobles.
Yeah.
Technically, so are you, right?
Technically, so are you. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, kind of, I guess. Anyway, seeing her here was a surprise. And I knew that it couldn't be just tonight, Fig. It had to have been something else. And very clearly it was. They have something that they need from us. Which is fine. That's what we do. But it always feels like layers within layers.
That is often the reality of being a noble.
We should have fun. Let's go have fun with Fig and congratulate her. It's fine. I'm just being extra cautious.
If it becomes more than that, just let me know, and I am here to discuss.
I will. I'm sure I'm just being paranoid about it. And this is Figwyn's day, and I don't want to ruin it.
Indeed. Enjoy the accoutrements that the day comes.
I wish I had the bottles to hold up and be like, I will.
In fact, as you guys are talking, the servants are bringing a sideboard table in, laden with cheeses and fruits and meats and wines.
Veronica will then beeline for the food and thank
this
Del.
is where Veronica and Fig can reconnect, because Fig also is extremely food oriented. And now is an appropriate time in her head, so she's not going to try and slap the wine out of your hand.
So Veronica will grab some cheese and wine and do a sweep of everyone that's in like this chapel-esque. I don't know how else to say it.
It's a hall.
Hall-esque, like the hall area. Is there anyone else that she recognizes, or
So
is it just like Hawklin?
It's all Hawklins or knights or guards or servants of Hawklin.
Awesome. Veronica will try to take a step out of the hall then.
Yeah, nobody will stop you. You're trusted to roam around at this point.
Just
And enjoy
getting rid
her
of the bad juju.
cheese and wine. Enjoying it.
Meanwhile, Ganderhast leads you to a small side room that you're not entirely sure was there before. Or maybe it was. Well, Vainrance tells me he's decided to promote you.
Yes, master.
Good. And he again reaches into his own cloak and pulls out a bundle and offers it to you. Your weather cloak, then.
I will take it with some badly concealed glee. Excellent. I thought I'd have to travel to Sazeo for this.
You would have if I weren't coming here for Figwyn's knighting.
Convenient, then.
Indeed. Is there anything I should know about these hags that I was told about? Reports were very limited.
The one was at odds with her sisters and had enacted the blight in order to channel energy to a dark one. Potentially connected with the other dark one we met in Thunderstone.
Or the same. This dark one is getting to be an annoying thorn in my side. You heard about the thefts at the library?
I have, yes.
Also likely connected to him.
Bothersome.
And given the reports I've heard of his appearance in Thunderstone, there is every likelihood that what's happening in Tilverton is also related. It is, after all, the Shadow Shredder for a reason.
And he seemingly is a Tanthul.
As are you.
As am I.
Perhaps you can use that to your benefit.
Perhaps, although I don't know that he'll underestimate me again. He wasn't expecting me to throw his delayed circle of death back at him.
Probably was not. But I expected nothing less from you. You've done well.
Thank you. I live to serve.
Literally. You wouldn't live if you didn't.
There is that.
Well, good luck to you and your friends, then.
I have a feeling we'll need it.
I hope that you don't.
And good luck to you on the hunt in Suzale.
Yes. I, unfortunately, do need it. And he'll give you a quick pat on the shoulder and then step out.
Corthynd will look down the hall both ways, shut the door, turn in a circle in glee, rip the cloak out of the package and just put it over his shoulders and do a little happy dance.
I've added it.
When he's absolutely sure no one is around.
Cool. I did add the Cloak of the War Wizard to your sheet. There's your weather cloak.
Awesome. Hooray.
Back in the main hall, as you guys are chatting and enjoying your meal, the queen eventually takes her leave with Ganrast, and Edric, Lord Hawklin, approaches you, Fig. Well, finally made it.
Did it! You were such a big help, thank you.
You know, when you first came to me, I was, well, confused, but also not certain what would come of you.
I was also very confused.
But I've done some research on your mother in the intervening years, and I did find something that you might be interested in.
Anything.
And he holds out a small silver locket and offers it to you.
Fig takes it very gently with both hands and examines it.
It's older, with a silver chain. And as you open it, inside... Oh, and on the outside is the crest of House Hawklin, by the way. As you open it, inside you see a small portrait of a woman who looks a little bit like you. She has your same mane of wild hair, but slightly less Asiatic features.
Where did you find this?
I can't tell you all of my secrets, Figwyn.
It's beautiful. And she's going to put it on right away so she can carry her mom with her in her quests.
I hope
And
it
also
serves you
hug
well.
her cousin. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And if you read, that is also a magical item.
Yes, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do that manually?
It was supposed to do it for you, so since it's not, I'll have to look into it, but...
Okay.
Corthyn's going to cast Unseen Servant and instruct it to walk ahead of him and open all the doors as he goes and closes them behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back into the hall that way.
Mm-hmm.
Then mentally instruct it to billow his cloak a little because he's not going to be showing up.
Yeah.
If it is Figwyn's
It's
party.
like someone's standing behind you, just like waggling your cloak, you know? It's not quite as impressive as Figwyn's cloak billow, but it's pretty close.
Oh, mine's got, it's like shining.
Mm-hmm.
You got a new cloak too, and it does the same thing. This is so cool.
I have
She's
been
very excited.
acknowledged as a war wizard by my master. And given
Well
my due
deserved.
course.
We made it. We did it.
And
I
then
guess
just
for you, this is just a stop on the way to the Royal Mage.
he looks around at that, making sure Ganderhast is not in the room still.
She does say it very quietly and conspiratorially. Like,
Perhaps one day, should I earn it, which of course I will.
I believe in you.
And this, just to show off even more, he's going to create an illusory cushion to sit on so that he can just sit cross-legged in the air. Yeah.
While his cloak billows behind him.
Yep.
Is it gonna putter around like
No, it can't
Goku's
move.
cloud?
No,
Sadly,
that's
it
too
cannot.
he's just sitting on empty air.
Fig, who occasionally turns into a dog, does not find anything peculiar about this.
Is there anything else you guys want to do during the festivities or during the day?
I mean, at some point, Fig's gonna take, what is it, an hour to attune the cloak.
Yeah, you're effectively resting all throughout the festivities, so you're attuning.
Alright. Boop. She will also try to talk to every single person in her family that wants to talk to her, because she doesn't want anybody to feel left out.
It's like a festival at Stardew Valley. You just got to make sure hit up everybody.
Exactly. She has to maintain her relationship scores with her family.
You can earn half a heart each with them from an event like this.
Right?
Veronica, where are you heading?
Veronica's gonna enjoy her cheese and wine. And if Kaelen wanted to come with her, she doesn't like stuffy events like this. She'll
Yep.
probably find, and they'll either maybe play like cards or dice or something like that.
I'm sure he'd go with you. You two have a history of skipping out on events like this.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, this time Fig is far too distracted to go find you and scold you for doing the same thing she's doing.
Anyone else want to do anything here? Okay. Eventually, I'm assuming you all make your way back to your rooms, enjoy the evening. How many more horses do you guys want? And of what variety?
Do we want any? Is this because Veronica wants a horse?
Veronica asked, and therefore Raedra talked to Lord Hawklin about it. So if you guys want another horse or two, you can have another horse or two.
I think Kaelen would want a riding horse as well as Veronica would like a riding.
So 2 more riding horses?
I think it would be good for us to have at least a potential mount for everybody in the party.
Which is what that would bring you to. That would be 6.
Yeah.
If we continue to include the skeletal horse, which, you know.
I would also like to mention that, the horse feed and all of that would also probably be tossed in just because,
We're not that hard up.
We can buy
listen,
feed, tack.
all
maybe.
I hear from the last couple sessions was how you want to buy a bunch of spells, and so I'm just looking out.
No. So what you do is you angle for them to give you the tack, because that has to be fitted to the horse. Feed can be, like hay is hay, right?
I'm just trying to milk this
Absolutely.
for every last piece of coin.
Relatively certain we just send our receipts and invoices and such back to the crown. As we go from town to town.
The queen herself did literally say we can just requisition whatever we need.
Totally fine. Just calling it out.
Do the War Wizards Club no longer have the white hand on the other breast?
I didn't see that when I was doing my research. It's possible I missed it.
Okay.
Cool. Also, Niv, was it 400 gold in total, or did we get
each individual person received 200 gold?
Okay, just making sure.
It's a good amount.
So all of you can add 200 gold to your sheets.
Thinking how requisitioning things would work, and I'm just like, yes, My name is Dame Figwyn Hawklin, and this is my favorite shop in the realms.
So what horseshoes do we get?
Oh, right.
Overland travel?
Right. They're horseshoes of overland travel. Where did I put those?
Oh, yes. I would like to ask the farrier to put those
Yeah.
on our
So
horses.
you're going to get those on your horses along with... Did I not make the items for them? Oh, I must not have finished making them because I was struggling with getting an icon. Basically, they just double your overland travel speed. Not your actual riding speed, but your overland speed.
Right. So
normally you can go 25 in a day without pushing it. You can go 50 in a day now. Or 60 if you want to push it for fast travel, or I think it's 40 for slow travel.
Wonder why they're not called like horseshoes of equine endurance, because you're just...
Because he made them up.
Oh.
How fast does the carriage travel in a day?
Carriage goes as fast as the things pulling it go.
Okay.
So 25 miles in a day. Now 50.
We got a speedy carriage.
So I'll get you guys icons for, or rather, I'll get you guys new sheets for your 2 new horses. You get Gale Stride and Tom. Tom.
Kixt, I would like to already just put in that Veronica gets Tom.
No. Kaelen would definitely take.
I will very much a Kaelen name.
Yes.
I understand that. There's a reason why I want it to go to Veronica.
All right, fair enough. I think we need 3 horses, don't we?
Nope.
Is Tom related to Bill the Pony?
No. You don't, because you have Boulder and Bramble as well, who can pull the carriage.
Yeah, but they're not riding horses.
So it doesn't matter. They're still rideable.
Okay. Oh,
somebody's got to... Oh, right. Does Kaelen need... Who's going to ride the wagon?
Well, I assume you guys, if you're getting 2 extra horses, I assume the actual plan is you're getting 2 extra horses and you're just going to have the wagon... the extra horses trail behind the wagon while Kaelen continues to drive it.
Yeah, the nice thing about wagons not going fast is you can hitch the horse to the side of the wagon. It'll just go with the wagon.
Okay.
So you should now have Boulder, Bramble, Silver Mist, Starmane, those 4. Plus then you also have Thorn, so 5, and now you also have Galestride and Tom.
What I'm trying to figure out is if we have, because we're only as slow as fast as our slowest.
None of these are going to be different speeds. They're all the same speed for overland travel.
Okay,
and it'll almost certainly be the carriage that slows us down the most.
That's why I was asking. Yeah,
about but it doesn't matter. D&D doesn't distinguish, because overland travel isn't at your fastest speed. It's at your sustained speed, and horses generally can sustain about the same speed. So
yeah,
you guys can now travel 50 miles in a day. 50 miles in a day, as long as you shoe all of your horses appropriately. I will note, you have 6 pairs of horseshoes and 7 horses, including Thorn.
Right. That's kind of where I was going with the conversation is
I've gotten really good at IKEA furniture. I'm relatively confident I can take apart the skeletal horse, put it into the carriage, or strap it to the carriage roof, and put it back together at the other end.
Oh, good lord.
No, see, just take the skeletal horse and put it on the roof and just have it stand there.
Do you want me to give up the skeletal horse? Is that what you're asking?
I'm not saying anything. I'm letting you guys decide what you do.
No, I'm trying to find a workaround. You just put it on top like a rack that has like bikes on it.
You guys could also trade your carriage for a wagon, which would be much better at carrying all of the load that you guys have, by the way.
Yeah, we don't really need a carriage necessarily.
Sounds like a good thing for us to requisition.
I mean, it's not even a huge requisition. Trading a carriage for a wagon is basically a step down in terms of luxury, but a step up in terms of utility.
Fig's just gonna go to her cousin and go, hey, can we swap this carriage for a wagon and you can do whatever you're gonna do with the carriage?
And he'd say yes.
Go, sure.
But the difference in... We gotta
Wow.
have something in addition.
He did just give you. He did just give you 1,200 gold.
Fair enough.
Fifth will be like, sometimes it's okay to come out on the losing end of a deal.
Oh, and 2
Because
horses
you'll win in the end.
and tack.
Sounds
That's
like
more
the
than the
mindset
difference.
of a loser. That's okay though. We'll be okay with what we got.
So do you guys
Doesn't
want
hurt to
to?
ask.
Do you want to trade the carriage for a wagon then?
I think that would make my concerns about the carriage much better.
Yeah. Is the wagons are better in general? Just like
They can haul more because
And they're generally a little bit more rugged and use
okay.
like
Yeah.
Like
They-
the
they
carriage
can
is like,
carry more.
you know, the like covered
Two.
Sherlock Holmes Cinderella bullshit, and the wagon's like the old West thing.
Okay.
Wagon's got those off-road shocks.
To ease Veronica's mind on the value, balance, I will also make sure that an artist paints like flowers and stuff on the wagon. So, it's a little fancier and we're not losing as much in the trade.
Yeah, maybe some like
I-
cushions and blankets and stuff like that, just to make it more comfortable. And I'm just playing.
like I
Well,
said, you're getting 2 riding horses.
I guess I don't
Cool.
need to keep using 3 charges of this book every day.
Is it an open
Uh,
wagon or a covered wagon?
Open.
Darn. Was hoping for the return of the Vardo.
Guess I can let poor Lizardo and Thorn rest. By which I mean smash them to pieces and then let them rest.
We can't just like gather up the bones and just bring them with us.
We can.
Throw them in sacks and tie the sacks to the top.
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah,
I guess if I ever need a skeletal horse, it'll be in the bag.
Yeah.
exactly.
I think Rob's
There's no
point is
reason to
that
throw
they
him
don't
out.
deanimate overnight. He just loses control. So you do have to kill them first.
Oh wow. Oh,
You
I didn't
can't
know that.
choose to deactivate them?
Nope.
Look,
I can,
I have-
but they become free will, like
right.
free range.
he can command them to crawl into the sacks. We just,
Can you-
with some chain to cinch up the tops of the sacks and carry them with us.
No. Can you just
The bags
command
just
them
move.
to disassemble?
I can, but Thorn has an 18 strength. It can smash its way out of a bag.
No, just tell him fall apart, and he'll be like, "Yes, master."
I can't, but if I'm not going to use them, I won't be spending 3 charges of my book every day and animating them.
She's suggesting to command them to just commit die.
Yeah,
Oh,
can you give them a command to harm themselves? I'm not sure that's an option.
Yes,
Technically, he can. I don't.
I can have them fight each other to the death.
There we go.
And then you only have to kill one
So
of
dark.
yourselves.
Oh, mean.
Skeletal
Taylor
death match.
and I can sit in the side going.
Hey, you know what?
That seems so mean.
I absolutely think that a skeletal death match is the perfect cap to Figwyn's knighting ceremony. We can bid on it. I mean, we can place bets. It can be a whole event. I am for this option.
And then we take the one that wins in a bag with us.
No, you're taking both in bags with you. I guarantee the
Oh,
horse
yes.
wins, by the way. There's no question that Thorn will win that fight.
Hey,
Lizardo's
but then we
poor-
bonk Thorn
so-
until
so
he
sad.
falls apart.
All right.
Now I wanna know
regardless,
who's gonna win.
I will get you guys a wagon to keep things on between sessions, and I will get you
Cool.
tokens for Galestride and Tom.
I'll take Galestride.
Wait, no,
You were taking Tom.
no, but Kaelen's got. Oh wait, he's
Kalen's got the
driving the wagon.
wagon. He's got the wagon and the 2 horses that are leading it, and I assume Del is also going to be on the
No,
wagon.
Veronica was assigned Tom. I'm not
All right,
entirely
fine.
sure it actually
Fine.
happened.
I will take Tom and rename that horse.
You can do
No,
that
you
once I
can't
give
just
it to you,
rename
but
an
I'm giving
animal.
it to you named Tom, and then you can choose to rename it afterwards.
Fair enough.
Poor horse gonna be all confused. Identity
Uh,
crisis.
All right.
Who am I? I was Tom, but now I just don't know.
We'll take our break here, and when we come back, you
Okay.
guys can figure out where you're going next.
Maybe Kixt will show up.
I know, it disappeared on me.
All right. So let's continue then. So you guys spend the evening at House Hawklin. Next morning, you get ready to go. Where are you heading next?
North.
Thunderstorm, I thought.
Yeah, is that what we want to do? We want to go
Thunderstone
back
sounds
to
good.
Thunderstone and try to
Yeah,
get
I don't have any reason
waterway.
not to go through it.
It's
Is
fine
the
by me.
waterway gonna be a problem with the horses, or will we be able to pack the
If-
horses onto?
If you can
There
find a
have to be
ferry that has room for
ferry.
horses, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Like that has to be something people do
It is.
at least occasionally because it's a main waterway, right?
It is. It'll be a
I mean,
little
if we-
pricey, but it's doable.
If we can't find a way, we can just go back down the path and go back to Wayloon and go up from there. But
Mhm.
that's the long way around.
And takes you past Wayloon, which that's a thing.
What's
Right.
a Wayloon? What's wrong with Wayloon?
Wayloon has been besieged is the wrong word. Wayloon is inaccessible. It is currently what's the word where you bar off
Prison
the whole
city.
Yeah, it's basically a giant prison
Oh.
city now.
Cool.
A cell of Shar worshippers basically converted the entire city to a worship of Shar.
Where's Wayloon?
If you're looking at
Oh, I
the Cormyr
see.
map, it's
South.
southwest. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Alternately, we could go through Hullock Forest. There's a bridge.
Masoners? Yeah, that's true.
It would just be very rough and
That's a long route.
Yep.
Your best bet is to get to Yeoman Bridge. And then follow the river up. Or to Emercy and then take the Calendar Way, but Yeoman Bridge is here.
Ah,
All right. Well, so
Mercy
it
is
sounds
here.
like
cursors over it.
we're going up to Thunderstone again. Then.
Cool.
Any?
So
is
yeah.
this little thing here us, or is this...
Oh yeah, I haven't updated it. That was
Okay.
last session. One moment. And I will move it. So now you guys are here. And I gotta do it on the other map.
Yeah, I think
too.
we go to Thunderstone. If we can't find a ferry, at least we are on the road and we can go down at the long way around, but on the road.
right. We can check Hulltail and General.
Okay.
Alright, now up to Falcon's Crest. Okay. Alright, so yeah, you guys make your way back to Thunderstone. It's, as mentioned last time you guys made this trip, it's really a short trip. And within half a day, actually, I guess faster than that now, because you guys had all of your horses shod, right?
Yeah.
So a quarter of a day. So you guys leave in the morning, and it's still morning when you get to Thunderstone.
Wow.
The road literally passes in a breeze. It's just late morning as you guys ride into town.
What's the weather like?
Good question. Let me double check.
Veronica wants to go by the Dracohorn. Would you call
Yeah.
it an estate or manor or
Manor.
something?
It's a
Estate.
manor.
Manor.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not an estate. It doesn't have lands and stuff around it.
Right. That's what I thought.
Oh, I
Uh,
thought it did, but I guess it's in town. That would be silly.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's in
it's misty.
town. Ooh. It's
But
all
not
eerie.
like blizzarding on us, which is
No,
nice.
it's not even like snowing or raining. It's just, it's that kind of like mid 40s, but like wet, but not foggy, just misty, like slight visibility impediment type thing.
Yeah, so Veronica will want to stop by the
I
manor.
suppose there is one thing that's changed as you guys ride into town, though, that you'll all notice immediately. Thunderstone no longer looks like it's in the midst of some massive political battle where people are in the streets protesting constantly. People look like they're just normal and going about their lives.
We did
Good.
it.
Until
So sure,
the next time.
ride towards
Well, of course.
House Dracohorn. Are all of you following her to House Dracohorn?
Everybody doesn't need to go.
I have a teacher to go visit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fig
Well,
would offer
before
her services in case House Dracohorn tries to make her stay as a bodyguard.
Veronica's will tell
Oh.
Fig that it's all right. She can stick with Del.
Okay.
I meant to, before we left, did we have a long rest while we were at
Yes.
House Hawklin?
Do you need me
Okay, could I
to click the button?
study the book?
Yes. Let's do it.
Since I don't get to do that as often anymore.
Yeah.
I am incidentally very sorry if my sneezes come through my mic.
They have not come through. You're fine.
Allergies.
Oh, I get it.
Where's that book?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it on your sheet. There it is. Okay. Right. So you need to make a Constitution saving throw. What's your current progress at?
Current progression is 51%.
51. Okay. Yeah, Constitution save.
Oh no, it gets worse.
14. You gain exhaustion. And you fail to progress.
Frick.
Fig will make you sympathy tea.
Yes?
Can I use my inspiration to reroll my con save?
Yeah.
It's using it for my own selfish gain, which never works out, but let's see if once maybe. Okay, yep.
Well, I mean, at least you still just failed. Like,
There
At least
could have
with this,
been
you
worse
can't
fail.
worse.
Don't say that.
I mean,
You are now a
I-
chicken.
I am
Look,
known
I can't
for
block
doing,
doorways in this game, so I've got to do something.
I am known for doing plus minus 10 for exceptional success and exceptional failures. Just saying.
Okay, so Veronica and Fig are going off for Dracohorn.
No.
I think it's just Ronnie
Solo.
and theoretically
And
Kaelen
Kaelen.
is going with
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
Fig offered, but I don't think Veronica's very comfy with her right now. So
That's fair to say.
And Dal is going to the teacher of something that he was learning, language or skill or something.
Something like
Sleight of
that.
hand.
Oh, sneaky,
Why would you
sneaky.
give him that answer?
Because you did it on
Sneaky,
screen and it's totally in the back.
sneaky.
I'm perfectly aware. That's his fault for not tracking it.
Okay.
I know. Corthyndahast doesn't.
Yeah, but you weren't talking as Corthyndahast.
I have it in my notes. Anyways, Corthyndahast will, before we get into the city, suggest that we make plans to meet each other up at the inn that we stayed at before. Even if we don't plan on staying there for the night, at least it's a place we all know. And then
That's fair.
he's going to search out Kael.
Okay. So you're going to go, I assume you're going to head to the tavern.
Well, it's in the middle of the day, right?
Yeah, I guess it is a little early. So you're going to head to...
So I'm going to go to the Purple Dragons. I am now a war wizard. I can requisition whatever info I need.
Sure. Okay. So you're going to head to the barracks. Veronica's
Very
heading to
pointedly so.
House
I'll go with
Dracohorn.
Corthyndahast if nobody else needs me anywhere.
Okay, you're
because-
both heading to the barracks. Del is heading to his teacher in sleight of hand. And Fal?
I will head to the furniture's fate.
Head to the fate. Okay. All right.
Not going to go visit mom.
Not sober.
Are you kidding? Last time he was there, she got all schmoopy and mopey, and it was really gross. Alcohol only. All right. We'll go with Ronnie first. So, Veronica, you make your way.
Well, we're gonna do it kind of like not stealthily, but like I'm being extra suspicious. I don't know why. But
Sure, you're being careful. I get it. I
Yeah.
will say, before we go anywhere, what are you guys doing with your horses? Are you just leaving them at a stable somewhere? There is a stable at the outskirts of town you could leave them at.
I guess
Or
it
you
would
just
be proper to walk
Riding
in.
through town like, the nobles you are.
We might as well leave them at the stable. Don't need to
I'm just asking.
clutter up the city with a bunch of horse poop.
Sure.
Yes, Fig would be inclined to do whatever is.
It'll cost you 2 copper
Usual.
per day per horse, so not too expensive. You've got 6 horses, so that's 12 copper. They'll probably give it to you for a silver a day since you've got so many, and they are feeling generous at the, bulk rate, as it were.
Is there like a? Never mind.
What? A discount?
I was just saying, like, we are on business from the queen, and we have a war wizard and a purple dragon.
Keep it on the down low.
Remember
We
that
could
within
still-
reason? That within
Okay,
reason
alright,
thing that
alright.
got...
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Corthynd will pay this
We
over.
we gotta save this for the big ticket items.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so you guys leave your horses. All right, so Ronnie and Kaelen, actually, I'm going to come back to you just in case Kixt comes, but I'll come back to you quickly.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to waste too much time on it, but if he does show up, we will definitely want him there. So, but we'll come back to you in just a second.
If it's helpful at all, after that, I would like to head to the barracks too to talk to Maeve.
Yeah, we'll come to that then in just a sec. So first off, let's go with Del. I don't remember. It was it was Isla, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's in my book.
Yeah. So are you heading to her house to find her, or where are you heading?
Do I know of somewhere other than her house?
Well, you know that she is supposedly Lord Huntsilver's assistant.
Then I would probably head in the middle of the day. I would probably head to
House Huntsilver.
the Huntsilver.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way to House Huntsilver. The gates are wide open, which is certainly a change from last time you were here. And there's comings and goings, and everybody seems excited, but not like unusually excited. It's just
Streamers and fireworks. I get it.
Yeah, just the usual, And as you make your way in, the guard does recognize you, gives you a smile, and says, "Welcome back, my lord. Shall I announce you to Lord Huntsilver?"
I was actually here to see his assistant, Isla.
Ah, I'll see if I can find her then. And he turns and heads in, beckoning you to follow. He doesn't leave you on the doorstep. Steps inside and motions for you to have a seat and wait in the entry hall. A few minutes later, Isla comes out. "Ah, Lord Tammarast, how may I help you?"
I'm actually here to be about continuing the training that we started.
Ah. I'm a bit busy at the moment, but if you'll be here this evening, I'm sure I could spare you an hour or two after dinner, or maybe over dinner.
I'm certain we can make that work.
Wonderful. Where should I meet you?
Sorry, intrusive thoughts.
Well, now I want to know.
Look, since moving away from the West Coast, I have not had good Mexican food, and my brain just went somewhere with good enchiladas.
Yep. That's fair. I don't think those exist here, though,
That just-
unfortunately. Tragically.
Jumped into my brain.
What am I saying?
Like,
no.
have you ever heard of
Oh,
tamales?
yes. No, that's House Huntsilver's favorite. I'll have the chef prepare it for you.
I have no particular taste in mind, so wherever
Then
you think.
why don't you come back here at supper time, and I'll have something prepared for us both.
Prodigal son returns.
I will see you then.
And she'll make sure that you get walked out and then head back to doing her thing. And she'll see you this evening. Oh, and now you have a date. Fig and Corthynd, you make your way. Are there tacos? Oh no.
It absolutely was a question asked to Ed Greenwood.
Who in the right mind puts asparagus or Brussels sprouts in a taco?
Oh, that actually sounds pretty good to me. No,
I mean, it might be
try
tasty, but it's not a taco.
Anyways,
Oh my god, this is like a 7, 8, 9, 10
Just
part
take us to the
response.
post.
Fig and Corthynd, you make your way to the barracks and step in. And of course, you're greeted by the severe and annoyed expression of the young man who greets you every time you come to the barracks. And he looks up, spots your tabards and your collars, and seemingly isn't sure what to say or do. He just kind of stands there with his jaw a little slack.
Fig says very gently, traditionally, when people have achieved a big life goal, you offer congratulations.
Congratulations, Dame
you.
Hawklin and War Wizard Corthyndahast. Welcome back, I presume?
For the moment, at least. I was looking for... No, he's not sir. What do they call officers?
He would just be, Kael. I think he would be...
Night Kale, maybe.
Because what's his title? Purple Dragon ranks. I always forget these. Blade.
Blade, right. I was looking for Blade Tallstag.
Ah, Kael. Then he looks down and shuffles through his notes. Is this for official business or personal matters?
Yes.
Right. He is currently stationed on the bridge. North side of town. Heading towards the forest.
Excellent. Thank you.
Will there be anything else?
Maeve's oversword? No.
She is Lionar.
Battle Lionar. Is Lionar Maeve in?
Dame Maeve is not currently in. No, she has a family matter she's dealing with.
Well, I hope everything
all right.
goes well.
That
will be all.
Certainly. Shall I tell her you came by?
You may.
Very well. He jots something down. Looks terribly confused and a little out of sorts here.
Yeah. Twirl so that my cloak just doesn't billow, but just does
Fig's
that.
got you. Her cloak
Get a
billows as
cloaky
she
thing
leaves.
and imperiously walk out.
He definitely looks at your cloak as it billows, and his jaw is just like, how dare! I want a cloak that billows,
So the correct answer is that he somehow keeps the bottom edge wet so that when he turns, he can slap people in the face with it.
That does sound like something Corthynd would do.
Is this the same guy that was giving us crap?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
100%.
Love it.
He has given this
When
party crap every time they've come in here until now.
When we get outside and the door closes, he's just going to turn to Fig and go, well, that was satisfying.
It sure was. And we didn't have to be mean to him at all.
I'm going to go on the way to the bridge, see if I could pass, do they serve just is there any booths, just some beer or something?
Yeah, absolutely. There's street food and beer available.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 tankards of beer. Ask Fig if she wants one.
Here.
I one for her too.
All right, yeah.
Just get three
Copper
tankards
a
of beer.
piece.
You're gonna drink. Oh no, you're gonna bring one to Kael.
Yeah,
Bring one to Kael.
You're
And
just
carry,
double-fisting
one in
day
each of my
drinking.
I'm going to summon an unseen servant and have him carry the beer for me so that the
All
beers
right,
just
so
float behind
you
me.
two each have a mug that you're drinking from, and then there's a floating mug traveling along with you, barely sloshing
Yes.
it all. Excellent.
Yep.
All right. Meanwhile, Val, you make your way to the Furniture's Fate. It is still fairly early morning, so the tap room is mostly empty. Mostly. There is, however, a figure at the bar, slumped over, snoring.
Oh, do I recognize them?
Well, it kind of looks like Dorn.
Ah. Well, I will walk over to the bar, kind of like try to lean over to check for a face.
Bartender just kind of goes, I think he had a bit too much last night.
Well, maybe he needs a little more to wake him up. I'll get
There the dog.
2 ales. Exactly.
Welcome home, Val.
Good to be home.
And he'll pour you 2 mugs. Then reach over and just kind of give Dorn a couple of slaps on the cheek. Come on, princess, wake up. And Dorn snaps up very suddenly and looks around, and you see his eyes are horribly bloodshot, like he hasn't been sleeping much at all lately. Val, I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, you look lovely.
Thanks. You look like shit, too. Actually, that's a lie. You look much better than I do.
Is everything all right?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
He
Both
reaches
if you
for it and
need it.
just downs the whole mug in, like, one long gulp.
Yep, I'll just slide him the next one.
Yeah, vanishes almost as quickly. Fuck. Can we talk?
I was hoping so.
Great. Merc, we're going to use the room. And he just grabs you and drags you back to a room in the back. It's a private room that you've only been in once or twice. Merc doesn't lend it out to anybody because it's not really meant to be lent out. People who know how to use the room are allowed to use the room, and that's just the way it works. There's a kind of an acrid stench in the room. It's not a very pleasant place to be, and he slumps into the chair on the far side of the room, and just as you're sitting down, he hops back up and starts pacing. Slumps back down, and you notice his clothes are disheveled. He looks haggard and worn. After a moment, he looks at you. Val, I'm cornered.
Oh, so
It's the throne. They're not threatening me this time. No. Oh no, they're threatening Kaelen and our mother.
what? Why?
I'm not sure.
You've been
I sort of
sampling.
No, I just sort of stopped selling after that deal with Dracohorn went down.
Oh,
I gave it all back, but I don't know. The snake sent me a letter, and they want me to do something terrible.
okay.
To Maeve? Dame Maeve?
Okay.
He just kind of leans in and sort of whispers. They want me to remove her? Or discredit her, but remove was definitely the one that they emphasized as the more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I don't... Kael? Mom? I don't know what to do.
Are they... Have you seen them around your family?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know anybody other than the snake. You know, I've seen him a lot, but I keep seeing people that I don't think I've seen before, but maybe they're just visitors, maybe not. Shadows that I think might be... I think they're watching us.
Yeah. I'm sure they are. How long ago did this all start?
I don't know, like a 10-day.
They give you a time limit on when you have to, you know...
Yeah, I've got till the end of Alturic.
Oh.
Sorry, end of chess. I wrote it wrong.
Wow, a whole year. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I have till the end of chess.
Okay. I mean... They're just gonna let everything go if you do this? I don't know.
No, they didn't say that. That's not what they said. They just said I'm doing this.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Ever since Vane was taken down, Snake seemed just agitated. Constantly.
I see.
Conversation I've had with him's been strained. Every meeting has been... I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just because I'm nervous and I don't want to do this anymore.
Well...
I can't discredit Maeve. She's a knight.
Yeah, and you probably couldn't kill her.
How would I even... How would I even... I don't know what to do.
Well, I'd help you with anything. But I think maybe we should find a different way to help your mother and Kael, aside from killing Maeve.
We can't tell them. We can't tell them.
Okay.
We can't tell them. They can't know.
What if Kael's station was changed?
To like Arabelle?
Yes, exactly.
Sure, but then... I mean, they've got a branch in Arabelle and in Suzail, and...
But...
I guess if they're not near Corvin...
If they didn't make it to Arabelle... If they waited for a bit, somewhere along the way, till we...
Hide them?
Yeah.
But how would we explain it to them?
Well... This is not good, but I'll let my friends know, and we'll make sure to help you.
Your friends?
Corthyn's very fond of Kael, too.
Corthyn... The War Wizard? Well,
yes.
Wannabe War Wizard.
Actual War Wizard now.
He's actually a War Wizard now. So we're going to get a War Wizard involved in the Iron Throne trying to kill a Knight of Cormyr.
I should fill you in, too. I was thinking of quitting as well, and I may have gave the War Wizard all of my dream mist.
What?
So, I assume...
Oh, you are insane.
Yeah, okay. Granted.
Okay.
So my mother probably also gonna be in the same boat soon. I
Uh-huh.
suggest we
Yep.
figure out a way to get them all together. Get them somewhere safe until we can deal with Curvin and
Uh-huh.
whoever else we need to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't...
I'm
not the strategist in this group.
You realize we're fucked, right? We're fucked.
Yeah. Maybe. Unless
your war wizard friend can fix things for us?
no. That would be too. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, that's our plan. Okay. Sure. We're so fucked.
Oh, don't worry, there's a knight too.
Okay. So, do you know where Maeve is currently?
I don't know. I heard something happened with her family that she was dealing with. Took a few days off. I didn't pry because I don't want to know, because I don't want to do this.
No, but I'm just trying to think of all the options. Maybe we could stage a death.
Stage Dame Maeve's death.
I don't know.
Val, you're usually smarter than this, but these are crazy ideas. These are worse than my ideas. These are bad ideas.
I am stressed out right now.
You're
Dorn.
stressed! You're stressed!
Okay.
They haven't threatened your family yet.
In the last 10 days, have you come up with any ideas of a way out?
Yeah, I've got one. But it sucks.
Well, obviously, I'm pulling at straws here, too. What do you have?
Can't threaten a dead man. If I'm dead, then they're fine.
Oh, well. That's
not a great option. Not a great option. Not interested in that option. But it's all I've got. Because the alternative is that somehow I discredit Dame Maeve, or I kill her. I can't kill her.
Alright, well...
And I doubt I can turn public opinion against her.
Just give me some time. Can we meet again later tonight?
You want to meet again tonight? Sure. I got nowhere to be. I'll be here.
Don't drink yourself to death yet.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go try and figure some stuff out. I'll see you soon.
Good luck. I hope he doesn't find you. And he just leans back in the chair as you stand up to go. Stares at the ceiling.
I'll just give him a pat on the shoulder and head out.
Meanwhile, Veronica and Kaelen. Hi, Kaelen!
Hello.
Welcome!
Thank you.
We're glad you're here and safe.
Me too.
Quick recap on what you missed. Figwyn had her knighting ceremony. The queen was there. I will fill you in on the details later, but she asked you guys to do some investigating in the north of Cormyr.
Perfect. Congratulations, Fig.
Thank you.
And now you guys are in Thunderstone, and you and Veronica are heading surreptitiously to House Dracohorn to poke your noses in and see what's going on there.
Oh, and Corthyndahast is officially a war wizard now and very smug about it.
Yeah, he's got his cloak.
Nice.
He's being very smug. But Fig's cloak billows on its own, so it's a slightly better cloak than his.
As is tradition.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Veronica and Kaelen, you make your way to House Dracohorn, and as you guys round the corner and look, you see there are guards in Dracohorn livery at the door. 2 of them.
So, I told Niv that we would probably be very, tenuous, careful. Maybe not trying to actively stealth, but definitely being very careful.
Oh yeah. Totally agree.
Yep. So they don't seem to notice you yet because you're across the way looking down the street. But
What guards? Are these purple dragons?
they are guards wearing the livery of your house, Dracohorn household.
What do you think, Kaelen?
I mean, they could be looking for you. You have been summoned back. Do you think it's safe to just waltz on up? Or would you like to see who's inside first, maybe?
Would I know if the guards would recognize Kaelen or I?
Make a perception check.
I have inspiration. So I'm going
Can I assist?
Yeah, sure, you can assist. Just roll with advantage first, Veronica.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the instead of doing the plus because
Yeah,
of the
you're going to
issue.
re-roll again because yours always
Yeah.
messes up for whatever reason.
Yeah. Alright.
So a 15.
Inspiration.
Alright. You are certain that you do not know these guards, which means they have not met you. What you're not certain of is if they've been shown an illusion or image of you. It's possible. The likelihood depends on why they're here.
Is there any townsfolk walking around here?
Yeah, plenty.
Is there any, kind of younger looking kids around that I can just be like, hey, and
What age?
kind of flash a coin? Anywhere from 10 to 13 or somewhere around there.
Oh, definitely. There are definitely teenagers around, young teens
Cool.
or preteens around. Sure.
Can I be like, hey, and call one of them over and have a little coin in my hand?
What kind of a coin?
How about a couple silver?
Okay. A young boy comes over and looks up to you and says, yeah?
Hey, if you go ask those guards if the Lord Dracohorn is around or what's going on in there. See if you can get some answers and come back and tell me.
He
I'll give you these 2
looks towards the
these
house,
coins.
looks towards your hand, looks towards the house. You may ask what's going on in the house.
Just ask if Lord Dracohorn's around. If he's in today.
He looks back at your hand. How many silver coins are there? You said 2?
Yeah.
3 coins.
All right. I'll pull out 3. Pull out
One-
another one.
One up front.
All right. I'll give him one up front.
Yes! And he grabs the coin and runs towards House Dracohorn. And you see him rush up the steps. One of the 2 guards just steps down and puts a hand on his shoulder, and you can see that the guard is not being gentle as he puts his hand on the boy's shoulder.
Oh no.
And there is a conversation. The guard looks strained and stern. The boy looks Like, he's in a little bit of pain, but also, like, he's just ignoring the pain and being a little shit, an absolute little shit to this guard. And there's a conversation. They go back and forth for a minute or two. And then the guard just kind of shoves the kid. He stumbles back down the steps, lands on his bottom, laughs, turns over, and scampers away. Out of your view. The guard scowls, watches him go, and then steps back up on the stairs. About 5 minutes later, when you just started to give up on this kid, he walks up behind you and goes, "Nope, no Lord Dracohorn here."
Thanks. And I'll give him an extra silver with that too. So 4 total.
Wow! Anything else you want to know?
Veronica, have any requests?
No. As the kid walks away, I will ask Kaelen not to call me something else while we're in Thunderstorm. So.
Yeah, apologies. You're right. Hard habits.
No, it's fine. I just don't want there to be rumors that we're here until we want there to show up.
Do you want me to go up and talk to them? You can stay behind. I'm sure they're likely looking for you.
Can we go, instead of to the manor, can we go to like the market? Kind of where I would go, you know, to.
Sure. There's that clothing merchant that you go to all the time. He used to make all your dresses. Want to go talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of want to go talk to him. Yeah. Is that okay? Kixt?
Oh, yeah.
Dig up his name one moment. Here it is. We'll come back to that in just a minute then. Meanwhile, Fig and Corthyndahast, you guys were heading to the bridge.
Yes, Fig probably tries to get them to buy, like, street rolls, like bao or something on the way, because she's in very good mood, and that means she wants to eat.
Sure. Not hard to get street food here. Another copper each, and you can have some street food.
She'll buy 3 so that they can give a bao to Kael also.
Okay. And you guys make your way to the bridge, where Kael and one other knight are standing guard on the bridge.
As we come
Sorry,
up,
not a knight, another dragon, rather.
Another dragon. I figured.
Have it.
I'll call out in a sort of gruff, authoritative voice. Blades, attention!
Both of them snap to attention, but Kael's head turns and he stares at you, and then he quickly snaps his head back to a normal attention.
At ease.
Who gave you the right?
The queen.
I'm gonna fluff the cloak's
I knew you'd make it,
big
bud.
rim.
I am impressed.
It's like, oh, it's flappy cloak time? Flappy cloak.
The other guard, the other dragon just kind of looks at him and frowns, and he says, "Is an old friend, and clearly a war wizard. I'll be over here talking. You keep guard." And he steps aside with you.
I brought you
Corthyndahast.
lunch.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm gonna wave the beer over towards him.
And he glances over his shoulder at the other guard on the bridge, grabs the mug, starts downing it and the food quickly, keeps glancing over to make sure he's not being watched. He's totally being watched.
I'm gonna say, I'm ordering you to enjoy that a little slower.
I will order it. Orders by a war wizard, of course. And a knight. Lady Figwyn. Dame Figwyn, it seems.
Figwyn.
Congratulations
You did it.
to both of you.
Thank you.
It was a long time
How's
coming.
your post been? Has it been uneventful today?
It has been delightfully boring since you left town last.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
Indeed.
No counterfeiters, no mysterious going-ons.
Nothing more than kids being kids.
Well, that's a nice change.
Indeed. Thunderstone's finally
You know,
back to its usual sleepy, quiet self.
You know what's wrong with Maeve's family?
Ah. It's not really my place to say, but her father passed.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
He lived to be a ripe old codger. It's not too unexpected. It was his time.
Ah, she's just taking some time off to deal with all that comes with that.
Indeed.
I was worried something had happened untoward.
No, nothing untoward. Just the usual life, or the conclusion thereof.
How's your brother?
You know, he's been a bit withdrawn lately. Tired. I think he's working too hard at whatever he does.
Oh, perhaps he'll enjoy seeing Falaghard.
Ah, I bet he will, actually.
We'll be staying at what was it? Thunder?
The Sign of Thunder.
Sign of Thunder. We'll be staying at the Sign of Thunder most likely, unless we can't find a room there. But I don't think we'll be in town long.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but I understand. You're big shots now.
Yes, we've got orders off. Doesn't explain any though. Just trying to keep it vague, even though it's Kael.
Well, I understand. In the meanwhile, Sword Captain Hawkwood is in charge in Maeve's absence. I'm sure if you need anything, he can help.
I doubt we will, but that's good to know. What'd they ever do with the old House Dracohorn?
Well, it still belongs to the family. It's not like we can just seize the property from them. Once we finished our investigation, Maeve turned it back over to an officer of the house.
Ah, they've moved back in then.
Well, I'm not sure any of the nobles are here yet, but certainly, I believe her name is Marwyn. She was Vane's assistant. She was thoroughly questioned, found to be innocent entirely of any wrongdoing. In fact, she pointed out that she had questioned him on the books on numbers of occasions and been rebuffed. Point is, she was given leave to go in and put things back in order. Apparently, when Lady Dracohorn left, she dismissed all the staff.
Did Corthyndahast know that? I don't think he did.
No.
Did she? That seems rather short-sighted of her.
It depends on what the goal was, I suppose. Apparently she's missing?
Well, I'll certainly keep an eye out for her.
Or at least her family seems to think so. She's been summoned back to Cizale to meet her father. Ugh. Reminds me way too much of that sea silver nonsense, if you ask me.
Yes. Well, I think officially she won't be found in town.
Officially? You know where she is. You can't lie to me. I know your lies.
Also,
Mostly.
you brought with you your knight who is almost pathologically incapable of lying, so she's looking very guilty right now.
We'll say she's in official custody.
Oh, that's rich. Her family can't get to her if she's in Warwizard custody.
They're certainly welcome to come and talk to me about it.
Or the Queen. They can go over your head.
They can.
Still,
May not
welcome the
find that
attempt.
as easy as they want it to be, though.
he looks between the two of you, very confused.
My master is Ganrahast, after all.
Sure.
Immediately trying to deflect anything to do with a connection to Raedra. Let's see. Maeve. House Dracohorn. What else did I have to say? Oh, do you think we'd be able to find a... Are there any big enough boats to take a large party downriver?
Boats.
With horses. We have horses.
With you could get a barge, likely. There's one leaving in 2 days. Usually
Good to
they're
know.
hauling oars from House Dracohorn, but I'm sure there's room.
We need to take a trip down the Wyvern water.
Shouldn't be too difficult.
Does it?
Here, look for Tarn Greenhill. He's and he'll give you directions to a house on the water. You should be able to find him there. He should be able to help you arrange things.
What was that name?
Tarn Greenhill.
Tarn Greenhorn.
Greenhill.
Greenhill. Okay, excellent. And he's a what now?
He just told you that he can probably help you arrange things for the barge.
Okay, cool. Trying to think of anything else I wanted to know. Oh, if you'd like to catch a drink later on, if you're off duty, hit me up at the Sign of Thunder.
Oh, surely we can meet at the Fate.
I'll stop by.
The ale is better for
mean-
sure.
I didn't mean to drink there. I mean, you could pick me up there.
Oh, like a date? Fancy. I'll wear my best dress.
Perhaps.
Just because you're a war
Perhaps,
wizard doesn't mean I'm going to stop giving you shit, Corthynd.
Oh, I didn't expect it. It's just now I can order you back as revenge.
I'll come by this evening.
I'll see you then.
Congratulations again, Dame Figwyn.
Thank you, Cal.
And thank you for the food and the orders to enjoy it.
Of course. Anytime.
He looks over at his partner on the bridge. I'm sorry, they ordered me. What was I supposed to do, you know? And starts heading back to his post.
His partner's just like, I need better friends.
The eye rolls. The massive eye rolls on the other person on the bridge. We'll head back to Dell. What are you doing after leaving House Huntsilver?
I'm going to see if there is any available supplies, potions, etc. Available to purchase.
Heading back to Black Rose then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way to Thaddeus Blackrose's shop, to the, what was it called? The Black Rose. And you step in. You see Thaddeus himself is behind the counter, but so is Lysander, the young boy that was working for him. And what you actually see is that Lysander is busy over some concoction with a burner, with Thaddeus murmuring in his ear. And the boy looks very nervous as he gently pours two liquids together. As the door opens, there's a little bell chime. And Lysander starts,
Oh, no.
but Thaddeus has already reached up and steadied the beaker in his hand. Careful, careful. He sets the beaker down. Why don't you go take a break? Get some rest. You clearly need just 5 minutes to calm your nerves. It's not going to explode, Lysander. And then he turns and looks up. Ah, I remember you. Lord Hawklin? No. Tammarast, wasn't it?
Indeed it is.
Welcome back to the Black Rose. How may I help you?
I was hoping to see about some adventuring aids, as it were.
In what form would you like these adventuring aids to take? Potions of healing? Potions of endurance?
Potions of healing are always high on my personal list.
Well, I have a small stock of them. They are 50 gold a potion. How many would you like?
Let me see. Do you have 4?
I have 6, actually. 4 would be fine.
If I buy all 6, can I get a discount of some sort?
Make a persuasion check.
Goes through eventually.
23. Pretty good roll. You have been a very useful customer in the past as well. What would that help with that coin nonsense? 6 would normally be 300, but I think I can let them go for 275.
Happy to pay that for you.
Thanks.
He reaches up and pulls out a small box and places it on the counter. Is there anything else I can help you with?
You only have potions and liquid assistance, correct?
Perhaps you should tell me what you're looking for. I have many things and access to many others. And I do so like when my customers are happy.
It makes him so filled with glee, can't you tell?
I'm looking for something that won't weigh me down, but will help deflect martial attacks.
I'm not sure what you mean, unless you mean another...
Armor that's not armor. Magical
Ah,
assistance.
I see. Such as a cloak of protection or similar.
Something of that sort.
I'm afraid I haven't got any. I wish I did. I would be glad to sell it to you, but... no. Most magical items make their way to Suzail or Arabelle, Marsember.
I have a feeling that Arabelle will be in our near future. Do you know of anyone to perhaps look up once we're there?
I don't, but I assure you it won't be too hard. There's, as I understand it, stiff competition in Arabelle for magical item sales. Probably 2 or 3 vendors there.
Anyway, I can't think of any particular, actually. Are you aware of a potion that can make your skin like a tree?
Yes, actually. Buckskin potion?
No, not of how you call them, but yes.
Barkskin, usually, as the druids would call it. Yes, I am, and they're around 150 gold a bottle, but it lasts about an hour.
I think I'll save my coin for the possibility of the more permanent armor enhancement.
Then I hope you find it. Please enjoy these healing potions. I hope they will serve you and your friends well.
Yes. My appreciation.
Mm.
I'm
Lysander!
gonna ask them what flavor they are.
Black licorice, I assume.
Ugh.
Lysander, let's continue. And you make your way back out and spot Veronica and Kaelen making their way to the market. Veronica, I assume you are making your way back to High Gardens haberdashery, where Elric Highgarden has been your tailor for years.
So before I go in, can I make the outfit that I'm wearing, because the whole make it look different?
You can do whatever you want with it.
All right, I want to be very posh and stylish walking in.
Oh yes, the poshest and the style. Is it a dress now?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah. Is it one of his dresses or is it someone else's dress?
Sure, yeah. I'm totally looking to schmooze.
Okay.
My wonderful vendor friend.
Okay.
Make them feel good.
What's up, Rob?
I was something had entered my mind because of what Matthew brought up. Since Kixt wasn't here at the start of the session, we went several days where I don't know if Kaelen would have tried brewing more something or other.
Oh, his elixir of healing brew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would have at least kept up on
It's
the ongoing one, but
yeah. You're actually close to being done with that first one. It should be like tomorrow. It'll be ready.
very nice.
So, okay,
Okay,
cool.
that's all I had.
What's this person's name?
His name is
Again?
Elric Highgarden.
Hi, Elric. Hi.
Here it is in the chat for you.
I believe you mispronounced von Liechtenstein.
Let me see the spelling. It'll help. Elric Highgarden. All right. Ooh,
Bless
so that one
you.
came
Bless
through.
you.
Oh.
Sorry.
So Veronica will walk in and kind of scope out. Is there anyone else in the?
There is one other customer in here, and Elric is currently busy dressing them down so bad. How dare you come into my shop and demand such horrible things as that? No, get out, darling. I'm not interested in your business. No, find someone else. And he just kind of shoos them out, and they make their way out with a dirty look, and he follows them with his glare, which puts his eyes on you, and he pauses. Lady Veronica, welcome back. I have missed you. Where have you been? Please tell me you're here to order something new. I am so bored with these plebeians.
Oh, Elric, I have missed you as well. Maybe. But I have a couple of questions, if possible. Maybe we
Of course,
could, catch
anything
up.
for my finest customer. What can I do for you? Actually, can I get you some tea, darling?
Yes, tea. Yeah, that sounds
Of course,
great.
of course. And your friend, was it Kaelen, right?
Yep.
Oh, it's good to see you again, too, sir. And he turns and starts fixing tea. So, tell me where you've been, what you've been doing. Have you done anything exciting? I heard you fled town after your brother's untimely demise.
I don't know if I'd call it fleeing, but
Well,
I
you know
was
how the
curious.
rumor mill is.
Yeah, yes, I do. No, we saved the swamp, and battled some dragons and
You're
hags.
fighting
And
dragons now?
I know, isn't that fabulous? Like, we
Wow.
are. It's pretty amazing. So we're battle worn and definitely looking for a little more this little bit of civilization.
Well,
I wanted to check in with you with what's the news. I noticed that the manor, Dracohorn Manor, is just chock full of guards. Just curious if you have any information about that.
Oh, well, I don't keep up with the nobles in town, of course. It's not my business, but I did hear a little rumor. A bird snuck in and told me that Marwyn Eldertree is busy getting the house back into its affairs. Apparently some Dracohorn cousin will be coming to stay now that you and Vane have left. Lord Vane, I apologize, and he offers you a mug of tea.
I will sip it. Niv, do I know who this bookkeeper lady is?
Yeah, Marwyn Eldertree was your brother's assistant. She's basically ran the household for him for most mundane things. She's basically head of staff.
Right. So when I dismissed all of the staff
You
and
dismissed her
paid
too.
severance, I dismissed her too.
Yes.
So at some point, she would have had to have been rehired on by someone too.
Someone, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's helpful in of itself, Elric. What other news is there?
Oh, well, let me think a moment. Dame Maeve's father's passed. Tragic, really. I mean, he was his time, but... So she's taken a leave of absence, and Torrin Hawkwood is running the barracks in her stead for the moment. Ugh, nasty guy, that. But, you know, brutes will be brutes, and the army is a place for brutes. Of course, there's also Elise and Merrick. They had a daughter just last week, and not much else, really.
What's the current style? Like, what's the in season?
Oh, this season? Well, a little bit of an upturn to the skirt, just off kilter, just slightly. And he just kind of comes around and starts gently tugging your skirt up on one side and down on the other to show you, like this. But, you know, more fashionable with a couple of layers and a little bit of frill.
Oh, that sounds nice. Well, Elric, we just came by to say hello and drink some tea. You wouldn't happen to have just a dainty, stylish hat?
A hat? Darling, for you I can have a hat, of course. Would you like something with lace? Or perhaps a veil? Anything in particular?
Thinking feathers.
Feathers? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I know exactly the hat. Wait here. And he turns and heads into the back. A few moments later, he emerges with this black straw hat. It's got like a 3-inch brim all the way around, a rounded top, and these long peacock feathers that have been stained a garnet red.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Elric. You always know exactly what I'm talking about.
Of course I do, darling. It's my job to know what you want.
All right, package it up. We'll take it and go.
Of course. Shall I bill it to the house?
Of course.
Excellent, then I'll have it billed to the house immediately. And he bundles it up and gets it ready for you, and then, Kaelen, he slides the hat box towards you.
I'll grab it. Well, I guess we should get this to your closet.
Thanks. Till next time, Elric.
I
Delicious
look
tea.
forward to seeing you again, my lady. Please enjoy the hat.
Will do.
Elric, a pleasure, as always.
You too, Kaelen.
All right, we'll walk out.
Well, that's one way to keep a low profile. Tell the house exactly where you are.
Right? I was just thinking, yeah, charge the house so that they know that you stopped in that shop.
The thing is, he's probably not going to build them till the end of the week anyways.
If
Oh,
anything,
That's fine.
feels like an elbow more than anything.
Right? Like,
'cause
it's
clearly,
actually a great way to thumb her nose up at her dad.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And whoever hired. So we know about Kaelen. So obviously something is going on with Maeve. I wanted to stop by the barracks to ask about Vane, and obviously where the funeral, where he's buried, all of that. But if she's if she's dealing with her father's death, then she's probably not there, and it sounds like whoever is there is probably a douchebag, so it'd probably be better if we went there with Fig and Corthynd if we want to get anything useful out of them.
Can definitely use their position for leverage.
Yeah.
Especially Corthynd with his fancy cloak.
Well, they both have fancy clothes
And
now.
Fig's extra fancy cloak.
Yeah. All right. Can you think of anywhere else that we could go? Like obviously, I cannot keep her name in my brain. Who's the bookkeeper again?
Her name is
Marwyn.
Marwyn.
I'll put that in the
Marwyn.
chat for you, Azarella.
So clearly, Marwyn was rehired by someone, and there is some kind of rumors going around of like us fleeing, which Veronica will roll her eyes very hard at that. Like,
No, that's exactly what you did.
no, she didn't actually, but that's okay. You all don't know that. So I guess we will head. Do you think we should head anywhere else?
I think the barracks might be a good idea.
You
Especially
want to head
if we
over there?
have Fig and
Well,
Corthynd with us.
we have to meet up with them, and we said that we were going to meet back up with them at the inn. So maybe we head over there and meet back up with them.
That sounds good. Maybe we can get some rumors over there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Rumors as in like talk with folks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you do that because I'm a little concerned about people recognizing me, and I mean, oh, actually, can I go back in to talk to Elric real quick? Yeah.
Sure.
And she'll just like politely, Elric, one more thing.
Yes, darling.
I wasn't here today.
What do you mean? I never saw you.
Yes, thank
Except
you.
for the account. It'll be the end of the week. You'll be fine.
Yes. Thank you.
It
And
was
then
a
we'll
mail
pop back
order.
up. So I guess we'll just head back to the inn that we were all planning to meet back up in.
Okay. Meanwhile, Fal. Leaving the furniture's fate, where you heading?
I'm going to first check my hole, see if there's anything.
Oh my, right in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm. You head to the back alley where that little hole is that you keep things in, and you dip your hand down in there, and you don't find anything.
I let out a little sigh of relief. And then he's going to head to the Sign of Thunder.
Okay. Is everyone now heading to the Sign of Thunder, or is anybody heading somewhere else?
Yeah.
Matthew, are you also heading to the Sign of Thunder?
Yeah, we're going back to the tavern, right? Fig is very
Mhm.
excited to
Yeah,
tell
I'm
Mavis
figuring
about her
there before
promotion.
my meeting.
So you all arrive at the Sign of Thunder somewhere around an hour past high sun, and make your way inside. And
Is
as
that
you...
noon?
Yeah, high sun is noon. It's when the sun is highest, high sun. Noon.
Just making sure.
So it's an hour past high sun. So first bell, so 1 o'clock.
To confuse everyone, high sun is dusk.
Cool. Surely it should be dawn and then by sun is dusk.
So it's 1 in the afternoon, and you guys make your way to the Sign of Thunder, and as you enter, Mavis looks up from behind the bar. Oh, it's you lot! Welcome back! It's so nice to see you all!
And without any decorum, Fig is gonna practically run over to Mavis and be like, I did it!
I see you did it! You're a knight now! Congratulations, Dame Figwyn.
She's just gonna stand around and be extremely excited and proud, and probably try to figure out what's cooking. And
I don't
Is there anything
suppose
I can do for all of
there's,
you?
Available rooms for the night.
I have 2 available at the moment. How long would you like to stay?
are we gonna wait for the ferry? 3 days, they said.
Let's call it 2 nights for now.
2 nights it is. 2 rooms, 2 nights. It's of course 2 gold a night per room. Comes to 8 gold.
Well, who's our treasurer over there?
Val will just immediately pull out 8 gold and it just say, which rooms?
And she'll grab the keys and then head up and find you guys some rooms. I don't know which ones, but I'll find them for you. I don't have the map in front of me right now.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Val's gonna try and just pull Corthyndahast and Fig aside as everyone's heading that way. If everyone heads that way.
Is anybody stopping to listen as Val pulls them aside?
Well, I think Veronica would definitely want to have a conversation with
Everyone wants to talk to
Corthyndahast and Fig.
and Fig now. So yeah, you stop to talk to them, and then so does Veronica, and it's just like, oh, this is awkward.
But I mean, if you like, Veronica would shoo away if you wanted.
Fig's just gonna be like, why don't we all just go upstairs and talk about everything?
Well, sure.
We don't have to, though. Like, if you want to have a conversation between
One of the rooms.
I don't need to talk to anyone. Let's go to the rooms.
One of the rooms she leads you to, by the way, I think at least half of you have the insight to tell he's bullshitting just immediately. Anyways, one of the rooms is going to be the same one that the boys slept in last time, so it actually has that large entry room as well.
Right. That's a good place to talk.
Yeah.
And Fig is very adamant that we should be able to just talk about all of this so we're all on the same page, right?
Looks like someone you let go is in charge of House Dracohorn at the moment, Veronica.
Yeah, I heard. So,
Did you really fire all of the staff?
I didn't fire them. I gave them severance for a month because we were going to be gone, and I knew that we were going to be gone, and there wasn't going to be anyone available to run. Because I left to help, and like I can't just leave the manor unmanaged. Like, and how can I trust any of those folks anyway? They were working with Vane, so I gave them a reasonable severance and dismissed them, and said that if we came back, that we would do our best to rehire them. I didn't just fire people. Anyway, that's besides the point. Someone rehired the same bookkeeping person that supported Vane. I can guarantee you, Vane would not keep someone questioning him on staff about the books. She's very clearly was in on it, and I don't have proof of that, but someone clearly hired her. Anyway.
Didn't Kael say that she had testified?
Investigated and
she said that she did ask Finn, and he told her not to worry about it.
If you all want to believe that, that's totally fine. But
you would know him much better than any of us.
If his sister started to ask about the books, which I did, and he tried to keep me in the house under house arrest, what would he do to some servant?
Someone who's continued employment depends on him, would not push it as to the manner that you had. It's not good for her job, but it's better for her continued employment if she doesn't question Vane's. If Vane says the books are a certain way.
Wonder if there's such a thing as complicit through inaction.
Either way, someone rehired folks after I dismissed them. And just to be clear, I dismissed them for a month, and it hasn't been a month. So it's besides the point. We also heard that Maeve had a family loss in her family, and really what I want, yes, what I really want is if Vane is really dead, the obituary being the case for that, I'd like confirmation from someone that saw them bury him. But, like, they may not have buried him here. They probably would have buried him in Suzale.
Do you have a mausoleum in Suzale?
Your
Can
family, not in Suzale, but there's the main Dracohorn estate, the large estate, is north of Suzale, and you do have a family graveyard there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But I figured if Maeve would know whether or not Vane was actually dead versus...
Was it Kaelen who said there was a cousin taking over, or did that come from somewhere else?
That was from my conversation, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Kael doesn't know that one.
There was a lot of conversations.
I know.
Well, I'll be grabbing a drink with Kael tonight. I can ask. I had meant to, but honestly, the matter slipped my mind with how happy he was for my new position.
And the beer we brought him.
Yes, the beer was quite delicious, actually.
It was piss.
Either
beer.
way.
I mean, it was terrible beer. It was just street beer.
Anything's delicious when you're a war wizard now.
Fair.
He's gonna be riding that way for until something comes crashing down on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably Garrison.
You look like you had something you wanted to talk to me about, Val?
What was Veronica done?
It's fine. Go ahead, Val.
Sure. Well, Fig's right. Everyone is going to be involved in this, and well, I spoke with Dorn, and he received mysterious, well, not so mysterious, concerning correspondence. It seems that Dorn and Kaelen, along with their mother, and I'm concerned about soon my mother as well, are being targeted. As I mentioned previously, Dorn first helped me find the first clues about the Dark One, and Kael was seen helping us many times as well, and I believe that the sorceress we left, or the Dark One himself, whoever else might be involved in that conspiracy, is now trying to use people close to us and our friends and allies in the city as some sort of leverage against us. I don't know, but they're threatening to kill all of them. And I was hoping, maybe since Kael is a purple dragon, I could talk with you, Fig, about other places he might be safe. Maybe Falcon's Crest. I don't know how it works with purple dragons.
What would I know about that potentiality?
Also, I feel like I should roll a deception there.
Oh, right, because you didn't actually say who's sending people over.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Assuming we're all rolling against this at this point.
It'll be using your
Ooh.
passive unless you have reason to disbelieve him.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
My
Fig's
passive-
first question is going to be, is your group involved?
Before you answer that, though, let's talk about what Fig knows about knights or about dragons being relocated, which is that they certainly can be, but usually they're relocated with reason. Like you need more troops here, so you send more troops here. It's rare that you just relocate a member of the army for no reason.
So Fig will take kind of a deep breath and be like, there'd need to be a good reason for it. He could be reassigned, but usually when they have some kind of special task, they send a knight.
Would you talk to your family about maybe looking for an extra guard or something?
I can certainly talk to them. Though, it might actually be more believable from Dell's family.
That was my second option. More purple dragons around them would be nice, though.
Do you have any names?
Of who?
Of those putting the threats forward?
Yeah, I just wanted to give it a second here to test out the lie before telling it to Kael and family and stuff. Seems like it's probably good enough. Not the dark one.
Good cover.
It's Curvin. Dorn, the snake. He's our contact with the Iron Throne. I'm not the only one who's looking at quitting, and I think my timeline's been shortened to I'm out now. So, Dorn tried to walk away, and the Iron Throne is threatening his family. Brother Kael, his mother, and soon, especially after I get involved, my mother is going to be on the chopping block as well.
What does your mother do for a living?
She's a... I think she helps with making linen or something.
She's a waitress.
Oh,
Didn't I go
It's in
with
your own backstory.
Fal to his house that one time?
You
I almost said
outside and smoked a
waitress.
pipe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was outside. Yeah, I
You
followed.
stalked him. She's a waitress at the I think it's the Dragon's Den is the name. The first place you guys met.
Oh. I almost said waitress, and it's like, oh no, that wasn't her. Okay.
Yeah, that's her.
Well,
She's
I
the
have the
easy
name.
part. Sorry.
I don't know that hiding them away is the right thing to do.
Well, it wasn't a long-term solution just until I can get face-to-face with Curvin.
I think
Hmm?
this won't work for the brothers, but for your mother, we could certainly find something that she could be hired on for at Falcon's Rest, and then she'll be as safe as she could be, and paid for it.
Okay. Any idea for the brothers?
That one's trickier.
Do we know where the snake is? or
No. That's the problem.
is he in
I'm gonna-
Thunderstorm? Thunderstorm?
Occasionally. He doesn't stay here, at least as far as I know.
How do they communicate?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, how do the brothers communicate with the snake?
Well, just Dorn does. But I assume the same way I do. Letters. And then sometimes the snake, well, Curvin, comes into town, meets briefly, we exchange whatever we need to, and then he's off again to wherever the next stop is. Could be stationed out of Arabelle or Zuzail, I don't know.
Do you know if the Iron Throne have a station here in town?
No.
No, they don't have one, or no, you don't know.
Niv,
They
I've
certainly
been
don't
doing
have
this.
an official one. If they have one unofficially, you're unaware of it.
Okay.
Curvin is literally your only contact. In
Mhm.
town, anyways. You've met others, especially outside of Cormyr proper, but
Yeah. I'd just relay that verbatim, essentially.
I was hoping perhaps they'd have some place we could just storm and take down, but of course it won't be that easy.
Well, we found
Me
the
too.
other sending stone. How hard would it be to find another person?
Without
Well-
some kind of leads? We can't magically track them.
I was thinking maybe I'd try to come up with some sort of offer for him. Leave it the same way I usually do.
What kind of offer?
That I'm still trying to figure out.
Perhaps
talking
you could
money?
arrange a meeting.
I don't think it's possible for us to accrue enough money to make a difference to something like the Iron Throne.
I mean, we don't know if we don't try.
I think the best bet would be to try and arrange a meeting with him.
All right then. And what? Just keep everyone else sitting around here waiting?
I honestly wouldn't mind talking to this person, but is this... Well, actually, maybe there's other context. But Vane was getting the Dream Mist from the Iron Throne, right? So probably...
And yeah, in a way. I should actually.
He was getting it from you, wasn't he?
Only one time. He stole it. I stole it back, and then sold it back. So
5x markup.
there was something about Vane that came up when I was talking with Dorn. It seems after everything that went down with him, that's when things started to go sour with Curvin, and I was getting a bit suspicious afterwards that maybe there was more involvement in whatever he was supplying for Vane's activities.
Then I'm invested in meeting with this Corbin.
Sure sounds like a lot of things are correlating to each other lately.
Also, one other thing that also seemed to cause issue with just keeping people here and acting and just basically letting Curvin know right away what's going on is Dorn was tasked with either discrediting or killing Dame Maeve. And
What?
if he didn't, that was when his family would be killed. So if Curvin knows, and by extension the Iron Throne does, that that's never going to happen, then they may just act right away. Not just on the family, but Dame Maeve another way.
This is very inconvenient.
The
think-
person. Sorry, go ahead. Vic.
I was going to say, do you think it's possible they're just trying to get rid of Dorn and point the finger somewhere else?
That
I
would
don't know
not
about
be ideal.
But I do know that the person that we spoke to said that the person who is currently filling in for Maeve is a right bastard, and maybe they would be a good person for us to talk to, just to get a feel for them. I like how Niv just chuckled at that. Because they would probably end up taking over, right? If something happened to Maeve.
At
Yeah.
least temporarily. They may reassign another higher ranking dragon
Okay.
in the long term.
Maybe not then.
We got the name of a person that would possibly be able to help us find a ride on a barge out of town. The next barge leaves in about 3 days. Very inconvenient for figuring this all out in such a short amount of time.
Again,
I have a
what brought me to thought of sending them south. It's only a quarter's day ride away. Purple dragons everywhere.
Tell them to fake a death in the family. Some distant relative. They have to go to the funeral.
Who?
The brothers and their mother.
where are they gonna go?
The brothers,
That's the problem.
Kael and his mother can't know.
Why not?
They just can't.
How would
You don't need to lie to them. Just keep a secret.
First of all, I'm terrible at that. Second of all, why? This would be so much easier if they could help with their own saving.
Their lives are in danger as well.
Fig nods like she thinks that's supposed to support her. I don't know if it
Kael's
was or
life
not.
is often in danger, and that's his job.
Yeah, but he chooses. He's choosing that. He's not choosing this.
Yes, I think
That's
they should
unfair.
know if their life is in danger.
Do you think... What do you think Kael would... And Fal's gonna look at Corthynd and say this. What do you think Kael would do if he knew that his brother had been selling Dream Mist and is now putting his life, his mother's life, and Dame Maeve's life in danger?
He'd not be very happy about it, that's for sure.
But I don't think he'd be as extreme as the throne.
But he's trying to leave too. There's a. Your friend is trying to leave. Feels.
What's the
sure?
guy's name? The lizard?
The snake.
Oh, Curvin.
Snake. The lizard.
Who?
Lizardo.
The lizard.
I gotta remember that for if we meet up with him. That's good. I don't like not telling Kael. If my life was threatened, I'm sure he'd tell me.
Well, I wasn't planning on not telling them their life was...
You can't just tell them that their life is in danger and not tell them any source.
I
We
was
don't-
going to tell them the Dark One and the Sorceress.
We don't have to
Seem
be
to go over.
specific on... I'm sure something will come up. Perhaps getting Maeve involved is the right idea.
She has to be warned at least.
We could fake her death.
Think,
I floated
how's
that.
she going to work
I didn't
after
think.
that?
Well, obviously she wouldn't actually be dead. That's the whole part of faking it.
She can take an extended bereavement and till this gets sorted.
My thought was if we could fake her death, perhaps that would lure out this lizard.
Hmm.
I think your friend is going to have to make a choice between saving face with his family or having the best chance of saving his family.
This horse is really not that big of a game, difference when it comes to protecting them. I think that we can achieve both of these things if we just don't worry about it.
I mean, either way, Fel, the important thing is we clearly need to let them know that their lives are in danger, and we need to come up with. I'm okay with coming up with a reason why that's important. As long as we are moving them out of danger, and I agree, the Maeve route sounds like a good route, because maybe at that point we can have your friend Dorn set up a meeting with this not Corvin, it's Curvin.
The lizard.
Yeah.
Lizard folk?
How do you normally contact the Iron Throne? Or do you just wait for contact from them?
Letter, sometimes he just shows up.
Perhaps you could put a letter out and...
Do you have an address, or do you just give it to some courier and tell them good luck?
I'm sharing a lot with a war wizard and a dragon
It's
knight.
okay. We don't need to know the specifics for now.
No, I was just wondering, because if he had an address, then we could just raid the address.
If he had an address, he would have told us. Yeah.
If we had an address, I'd just fireball it.
Exactly.
P.O. Box 951.
Fireball is addressed to who it may concern.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you could put out a notice at your location. Actually, I think I followed him, didn't I?
I think so, but I don't think you saw what he did. You saw him do something in the alley.
Something in the alley, yeah.
But I don't think you found the actual spot that he manipulated.
Right. I don't need to know that much. I just need to know. Perhaps you could put a letter in that alley of yours and see if you can get a hold of this lizard.
You have a letter-sending alley?
No, I do it at the bar.
That's like a normal place to send letters.
Definitely deception check. I just want to see if they catch that. Is anybody's passive insight higher than that?
With exhaustion, my passive insight is 14.
That's pretty good, but he rolled an 18.
So, no, but I'm actively, I did put out the alley there.
Sure, I'll give you a roll.
My rolls have not been great tonight, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay, well, Corthin, you hit a nerve.
Excellent.
Whereas
That's all I wanted.
Fig, genuinely is like, oh, I thought you had a magic alley. That's so boring. Okay.
So the tricky part with that is we need to have a conversation with Maeve, and she would need to be on board. And then at that point, you're exposing yourself and Dorn to even further.
If Maeve's taken out of the picture, why would the Iron Throne be so eager for that unless her replacement wouldn't be someone more approachable to them?
We don't know this new person. But we don't even know if this new person would be less inclined.
Maeve's second in command would presumably take over for the moment. And since they've done such a spectacular job already, the chances of promotion are at least on the table. Which
The
then
person-
makes me suspect him.
Niv, the person that Elric mentioned
Mhm.
that was filling in,
Mm-hmm.
did he say a name?
Torin Hawklin.
Under rank, I think.
Yep, sword captain.
Sorry.
putting
So
it in
that
the
is
chat.
the second command?
Well, he's currently in command. That's what he said.
But I got the impression he got called in.
You don't know.
Have you all had an interaction with this sword captain?
No.
That's not the desk guy.
No, it is not the desk. The desk guy isn't actually a member of the army. He's just a functionary that's hired by the army. I will tell you this: sword captain is one rank below Lionar, so he is technically one rank below Maeve.
But Corthynd has a point that if something happens to Maeve, a promotion isn't completely out of the books.
No, not
Right.
at all. Corthynd is completely correct in that analysis.
So he stands to gain from Maeve's demise, either way.
Okay, so just to try and recollect thoughts, we're thinking of filling in Maeve, working with her to stage her death or some sort of event like that, while also reaching out to Curvin to arrange a meeting and doing what with the family.
I'm going drinking with Kael tonight. I'd already arranged that, and if I call it off now, it would be suspicious. I'll try to work in questions about the acting leader of the knights, this sword captain Torin. I'd already planned to ask him if Vayne was alive when he left their care or not.
Also,
I'm going to be meeting Dorn at the Furniture's Fate tonight as well.
Hmm.
it
Dorn
probably
might have things figured out.
That's
doesn't
where we'll
need
be.
saying to anyone else, but maybe don't be identifiable as yourself if you go anywhere suspicious to the throne.
I don't understand what you mean.
If you come with us to visit Maeve, don't look like foul, so they don't know that you told Maeve.
I'm still confused.
Problem
You
is,
can
we're known associates.
But you're also a known associate of Kael, just in general. And you and I have every reason to go see Maeve. I'm just saying, if they see Fowl visiting Maeve, they're gonna think something's up. And he can turn into like a mouse. That's all. Okay.
True. That's
Either way,
I'm not very good at this.
Before
No,
we
no. Spies.
say anything to Maeve about any of this Iron Throne stuff, Val, we should either get some kind of commitment for amnesty for Dorn, and if we get any kind of, because like both you and him being associated with that group, and we're telling the what's Maeve's title again?
There's no
Head honcho.
Lionar.
amnesty necessary. He hasn't been caught in any crime.
Okay, so an association with the Iron Throne is not a problem.
So
They
the Iron
are a
Throne
mercenary
group. Yeah, openly they're a mercenary group. They actually have public faces in both Suzail and Arabelle.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. They just also have this illicit underbelly.
That people know about?
Not usually.
Oh.
That said, we are at time here, so I'm going to call it here. we'll pick up next week with you guys continuing this conversation, because it sounds like you've got a lot to discuss, as well
Yeah, that
as
was a
the
lot of fun.
evening's activities. So, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. You all gain some amount of XP. Hold on. Let me double check.
I get a fancy cloak and XP today.
Mm-hmm.
Good day to be
There's
fake.
a lot of experience happened today, you know? Things happen. You all gain... looks like 1,000 XP today.
Damn.
Does that put you
Wow.
over? I don't remember.
Nope, it does
Nope.
not.
Okay. So,
It puts us very
just
close,
shy.
but not over.
how shy? How close?
We're at
250.
250.
Yeah.
250. Yeah. So next session, you guys will probably level, or die. You know, one of the two.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will pick up next session. We've got to deal with Corthyndahast going drinking with Kaelen, Delryar's date / sleight of hand training with Isla, and maybe talking with Maeve, I believe. So we'll pick up next session. Oh, and you wanted to talk to whatever the guy's name was that I gave you for the...
Tarn Greenhill.
Thank you, Tarn Greenhill.
But
What about inspirations?
All of you get it. There was fantastic
Hooray!
roleplay all around. If you
except
don't already have
pigs.
it,
No,
you get
I'm
it.
joking.
Hey,
It was
man,
like Fig's night.
Yeah, it was, but everybody roleplayed well tonight, and I appreciate it. So,
But that's I knew this was coming, so that's why I didn't want to play last week when I felt like utter shit.
so
I
anyway,
Yeah, no,
Anyway,
you
Crash,
deserve
Tornado.
to enjoy your night.
night,
Yeah.
Matthew. Have a good
Good
evening.
night.
And I'm gonna
Night.
stop the stream here.